ball well to right field. It is
Adios,
high,
amigo.
It is far, and it is gone.
Holy cow.
Zane Harris crushed that one.
A long drive towards right center field, and it's gone in the trees.
Pitch from Braithwaite. Swung on and missed, and the ball game is over. The Harbor Hawks have defeated the Cotuit Kettleers.
That one is a good long drive towards left field, and gone! Judy Walden Scarafile Field, the destination for tonight's game between the Hyannis Harbor Hawks and the Cotuit Kettleers. Good evening, everybody. Lincoln Revill alongside a familiar face in one way, but not in the broadcasting sort of way, as stepping in for my partner, Austin DeCouta, is going to be our sideline reporter, Taylor Farmer. Taylor, how are you doing today?
Pretty good, Lincoln. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Ready for some Harbor Hawks baseball here tonight. We're just about ready to get underway as Caleb Pendleton tosses it on down to second. And Taylor, before we get started, do you want to go ahead and go through the Kettleers starting lineup for us?
How about I go through the Harbor Hawks lineup and you go through to the Kettleers?
All right, that makes sense. Yeah, you're more
Okay.
familiar with the with the Harbor Hawks lineup anyway, so I'll go ahead and go through the Kettleers lineup real quick. We have Jace Grady starting us off in center field, followed by Carter Trice at third base. Luke Gold in the 3-hole playing at first, followed by Eric Brown at second base. Matthew Suggs at catcher, batting in the 5-hole, followed by Noah Bridges and right field. Ryan Ritter at shortstop, followed by Nathan Martorella in the 8-hole at DH, and Eldridge Figueroa will be bringing up the rear in left field. He'll be in the 9-hole with Mike McCulley on the mound as Jace Grady steps up to the plate. And Taylor, actually, you're going to be taking play-by-play for this first inning, so I will pass it on to you.
Alrighty, for the Harbor Hawks tonight, leading off is number 25, Clark Elliott, the center fielder. In the 2 spot is number 6, Dom Johnson, the right fielder. 3-hole, 17, Luke Mann, the DH tonight. Batting cleanup is 33, Zane Harris at first base. In the 5-hole is 26, Kyle Ball at shortstop. In the 6-hole is 28, Mitch Hardigan in left field. Batting 7th is Caleb Pendleton, number 19, the catcher. Batting 8th is number 20, Mason Greer at third base. And then rounding that up is number 8, Trent Taylor at second base. Alrighty, the count is 1-1 as Grady stands at the plate. He'll swing on that one, barely gets a hold of it. Gill will toss it over. He is out at first base.
Good job there from Elijah Gill, tossing that one over to Zane Harris over at first base. We've seen Gill before, his second appearance for the Harbor Hawks, and he's been doing he's off to a fantastic start here tonight, 1 away.
Right, good first out for the team. Trice will come up to bat.
Gill, as I mentioned, with his second appearance, his second start as well. Through 2 innings in his last appearance, gave up 4 hits, 5 runs, all of which were earned. He walked 1 and struck out 1 as well.
First pitch from Gill misses for ball 1.
Now, Taylor, you've been a sideline reporter for us all season, but you've also had some play-by-play experience as well. If all of our viewers were listening to the last game that we had, one of the last away games that we had back at Harwich, you took the play-by-play over for a little bit of that game.
I did. It was a little rough, so I don't know if I'd say I have too much experience. That one's lined out to left field. Right, Mason Greer misses that one, and Trice will get on first base.
Strong single there from Trice, ripped down the third base line. Greer was able to get a piece of that one with his glove, but he couldn't get to it in time. That went off the very tip of his glove and ended up going into the left field. A good, strong first hit. And Taylor, I mentioned there's a good reason we call third base the hot corner. Very hard hit line drive there.
Yes, it is. Luke Gold will step up to the plate. He watches that one for strike 1. 1 away. The count is 0-1 with a runner on first.
Harbor Hawks with a good chance for an inning-ending double play here. The double play in order. Now Luke Gold has quite a heavy bat at the plate, so he's going to have to try to maneuver around him.
Right. He'll watch that second pitch for strike 2. Down in the count.
Gold already with 5 home runs, 20 RBI.
That one misses high for ball 1.
He really knows how to put a sting into the ball. He can bring runners across any way he knows how.
Yes, his second at bat when we played at Cotuit. Did have an RBI. Flies that one high to center field. Dom Johnson will call everyone off and make the catch. Trice will retreat back to first base.
I'll go around the horn here for the Harbor Hawks just real quick. As we mentioned, Elijah Gill on the mound, Caleb Pendleton over behind the dish. The battery for the Harbor Hawks tonight, consisting of Gill and Pendleton. Going from left to right in the infield, Mason Greer at third, Kyle Ball over at short, Trent Taylor at second base, and Zane Harris over at first. Now left right in the outfield, Mitch Hardigan out in left, Clark Elliott out in center field, and Dom Johnson will be in right.
Eric Brown sends at the plate now. Watches that first pitch in the dirt for ball one. You know, Lincoln, when I called Dom Johnson calling that ball off, it was Elliott.
Hey, I mean, it's okay. It's a hard view from out here in center field, and
maybe I should go back to the eye doctor. Eric swings on that one, fouls it off.
we have seen Elliott all over the outfield this season. Johnson, I don't know if we've seen Johnson out in center field before. We've seen him on both corners, but I can't remember if we've seen him in center field or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure. They do switch it up a bit out there, but I don't know if we have seen him.
I don't think he's been in center field. If he was, it was at the very beginning of the season.
Right. Brown watches that one for ball two. Count is 2-1 with 2 away, a runner on first. Now Brown has a little bit of a funky stance with his bat above his head. We talked about that when we played at Cotuit, but it seems to be working for him.
He does. He's holding his arms straight above his head, straight out, really. No bend in him at all, and he's moving his wrist around with his bat there. It's truly a unique batting stance, but it has to be working for him. He's in the Cape League.
Right.
Brown's batting .250 so far. He's 21 hits, 3 home runs, a double. He's knocked in 8. He's also 8 for 10 on stolen bases, so he has some power, has some speed on the base path as well.
Right. Count is 2-2 with 2 away. Where is your lucky hat?
That's only when we're at the plate, and
yeah.
recently the hat hasn't been doing too hot right now. So I didn't use it. I used it once in last night's game, I think.
I think so.
Maybe
well,
if once.
It'll work.
Yeah, maybe so.
Brown steps back in the batter's box. Count is 3-2, 2 away, a runner on first.
Maybe I should start using it when we're in the field, you know? Maybe it'll bring bad luck to the other team.
Yeah, exactly. Gill sends it back over to first. Trice will be safe. We'll get ready on the mound here.
As we know, the Harbor Hawks coming off of a huge win last night against the Orleans Firebirds. We won that series with the Firebirds 2-1 after a 12-7 very offensive victory for the team.
Brown swings at that one. Chopper to shortstop. Ball will send it over to Harris, and he is out for out 3. Good quick inning for the Harbor Hawks. We will head to break before we go to the bottom of the first. Alrighty, we are back here for the bottom of the first inning. Clark Elliott will step up to the plate. You know, Lincoln, last night, his first at-bat, he was able to get on base.
Yeah, Elliott has been an on-base magnet in his past few games. We mentioned I think it's now at, like 11 for his last 13 appearances have all he's reached base in 11 of his past 13 appearances. His on-base percentage is just shy of 500 at 493.
Right, he swings on that one, fouls it off. After watching that first pitch, he's down in the count, 0-2.
Yeah, Elliott just short of 10 games shy from Kyle Ball, who currently leads the team in appearances. Kyle Ball's been at 25 games. Clark Elliott only at 16, but Elliott sporting the highest average and the highest on-base percentage of the team. He's been playing lights out recently at the plate.
He has. His on-base percentage was over 400 at Michigan, too. So definitely a guy who knows how to get on base. Count 0-2. Ball comes in. He swings on that one high into the center right gap. Hits the fence, almost over. He's running to second, going to third. And Clark dives in and is safe for a triple. Impressive stuff by Elliott.
Very impressive, and that's going to boost his average and on-base percentage even higher. His on-base percentage will probably go over 500 after that hit, and just a phenomenal piece of hitting there. It almost went over the fence to one of the deeper parts of the field. Just a great piece of hitting, and already a runner in scoring position for the Harbor Hawks. A fantastic start to the team.
Right, he shows us every night why he was named a Cape League All-Star.
He was one of 3 players for the Harbor Hawks, along with Jonas Scalaro and Adrian Saravo, the only position player that was named an All-Star from the Harbor Hawks.
Right, Dom Johnson will step up to the plate now. That one misses inside for ball 1.
The infield already in for the Kettleers. They're already anticipating a bunt or something. We know that Johnson has some speed. Elliott also with a lot of speed on that base path.
Definitely, I would say they're probably the 2 fastest on the team.
And we saw that speed from Elliott on ball was being thrown in from center field, and he was
Swings
ripping
on
his
that
way.
one. Easy ball for Ritter at shortstop. Dom Johnson will go down for out number 1.
Good swing there from Johnson. He just made contact. It looked like he made it off the handle of the bat, and it just ended up being a nice little pop-up to Ryan Ritter over at shortstop.
Right. Luke Mann will step up to the plate now. Watches that one for strike 1. Count 0-1 with 1 away and a runner on third.
Now Luke Mann has been a player that has been mentioned quite a bit on our broadcast and around the league, I can probably say, is he's had an electric bat in his past couple of weeks. 3 home runs, tons of RBI. He just barely missed being named Cape League Player of the Week.
Right. Down on the count 0-2 here, see what he can do. That one misses pretty far outside for ball 1. Now, I believe when he hit that walk-off, he was down in the count too, so nothing he can't handle here. Swings on that one for strike 3.
He had a strong swing there, and you were right, Taylor. He had a 1-2 count when he hit that walk-off. Had the 1-2 count there, but sadly that 1-2 count didn't turn out the same way, and now there are 2 outs with a runner on third for Zane Harris.
Right. Important that Harris is able to get a hit here in order to drive in Elliott.
Now Harris had himself a pretty impressive game last night. He struck out twice, had a line out, but he walked 3 times in that game. He ended 0 for 3, but he found base 3 times, came home once. One of the 12 runs for the Harbor Hawks in that game last night.
Right. He'll watch that first one for a strike. Counts 0-1 with 2 away, a runner at third. Harris swings on that one for strike 2.
Fastball coming in at 89. Harris ended up swinging at that one a little bit late. If he would have made contact, he might have fouled it off, but it wasn't early enough for him to make for him to make solid contact.
He watches that one for strike 3. Down goes Harris. We will head to the top of the second, but before we do that, I talked with hitting coach Travis Poole before the game about leaving runners on base and just what the guys are doing hitting-wise. So let's take a look at that interview. Here with hitting coach of the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, Travis Poole. Coach, your team put 12 runs on the board last night and 16 the night before. What's been the focus for your batters, or what kind of adjustments have you guys been able to make?
I think the biggest thing is to swing at better pitches and put the ball in play and shorten our swings up.
Now it seems that your batters are pretty disciplined at the plate. If they do get down in the count, they're still able to get a hit or draw a walk. Do you say anything specifically to them about being patient in their at-bat?
I think the biggest thing is competing and just making sure that they get the pitch they're looking for, especially when they're ahead in a count and not in a negative count.
And what can your team do to make sure that they're minimizing leaving runners in scoring position?
I think they got to want to be in that situation, number one. But number two, just again, not try to do too much in that situation.
Right, well, thank you. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Here at McKeon Park, alongside Coach Poole, I'm Taylor Farmer, Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Here with hitting. Alrighty, back for the top of the second inning. Score is tied at 0. Suggs will step up to the plate. Gill fires in, misses outside for ball 1.
Once again, Lincoln Revill along with our play-by-play broadcaster Taylor Farmer for the first 2 innings of tonight's game. And then we also have a new addition to our broadcast team for this second inning. We have Natan. Natan, how are you?
Fine, happy to be here.
This is your debut on the broadcast team, as I understand.
Swings on that one, fly ball to the right side of the field. Trent Taylor would track that one down for out 1.
It is a broadcast debut. Haven't gotten on the microphone before, but happy to be here. Happy to be watching baseball with you, too.
Happy to have you.
Good to be here.
It was a strong first swing from Suggs there. Turned into a pretty easy play for Trent Taylor at second base. A good, strong first out.
Bridges will step up to the plate now in the left-handed batter's box. 1 away. Gill fires that one, and Bridges swings on it for strike 1.
Good breaking ball there from Gill. Outside corner. He's been throwing that a lot more than his fastball.
Yeah, Gill, his outing's been short, but he's almost matched his last outing already, and he's been doing pretty well on the mound. Pretty solid so far. Only 1 hit allowed. That 1 hit was his only base runner.
Bridges swing and a miss on that one. Count is now 1-2, 1 away.
Bridges coming into tonight with a .263 average, 3 RBI. Has yet to hit a home run this season.
That one misses low and outside for ball 2.
Really going to that breaking ball in the outside corner, trying to get him to chase. Got him to chase for the first one and for the second strike, so we'll see where they go here.
Bridges swings on that one. Foul ball off to the Cotuit dugout.
Now, Natan, you didn't actually start as a broadcast intern. You were
I did not.
actually one of the game day interns, as I understand it.
I was. That's kind of what I've done since I've been here, just whatever they asked me to do.
Now, once our director of broadcast, Harrison Meyers, he ended up taking a little hiatus for a couple of weeks, and you actually stepped into a broadcast position, really just being a jack of all trades, I might say. And I must say, you've done a phenomenal job from what I can understand.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And that one finds the zone for strike 3. Gill will strike out Bridges for out 2. Ryan Ritter from Kentucky will step up to the plate.
Ritter known more for his defense than his bat. Been struggling a little bit this year, but coming into his zone towards the end of the season.
Now his teammate at Kentucky was also his teammate here at Cotuit. John Rhodes, who was drafted earlier in the year, has left him here. But he's found his way. watches that one for ball 1.
Yeah, Ritter, as you mentioned it, Ton, he does have a 258 average, but he's struck out 21 times this season, so the strikeout number is a little bit higher than you would like.
And he swings on that one for strike 2.
Gil really liking that breaking ball early. He's got a number of swing and misses so far.
Swings on that one high out to right field. And Johnson will catch that one for out 3. We'll now head to a break as we go to the bottom of the 2nd. All right, headed to the bottom of the 2nd. Kyle Ball will lead us off here. Shortstop from Stetson.
Ball, like Ritter, just ended the inning, was known more for his defense. He's hit anywhere from 2nd to 5th in the Harbor Hawks lineup. He takes ball 1 outside.
Yeah, Ball with a 189 average, but his on-base percentage has been very impressive, 330 so far, up through last night's game.
He'll swing on that one and foul it off. Count is 1-1. Ball actually played for Calhoun 2 years ago in the
2019 NECBL, as he takes a breaking ball inside for ball 2.
Yeah, Ball was a member of the Keene Swamp Bats for that 2019 season.
Chopper to shortstop. Ritter will throw it over to first, and Ball is out for out 1.
Nice play by Ritter there, coming across the diamond, momentum taking him towards first. Makes a clean throw and retires ball.
Right, Ritter makes that look pretty easy. Both balls that went to him seemed kind of like they almost went in slow motion right before it hit his glove.
Good players often look like they make the game look easy.
Right.
It slows down for them.
Now the next couple of hitters at the plate in Mitch Hardigan and Caleb Pendleton, 2 FAU players. They've been very good in their past few games, very aggressive at the plate, and they've been able to find some hits recently.
Hardigan swings on that one and fouls it off. Evens the count out at 1-1.
Yeah, Hardigan went through a little bit of a rough patch a couple weeks ago, but he's been hitting the ball hard lately. Last couple games, line drives up the middle, looked good in batting practice.
Right. Cohen grounds out to second. Brown will send it over to first. And Hardigan is out for out 2.
Mitch Hardigan with some pretty solid contact. He kind of turned that one over a little bit as that one turned into a bouncing grounder. A good pickup there from the second baseman and a good second out overall.
Yeah, Eric Brown, Coastal Carolina, also plays shortstop, but obviously with Ryan Ritter's prowess at second, or at shortstop rather.
Pendleton will swing on that one for strike 1.
McCulley on the mound. Has a pretty nice breaking ball. We've seen that a couple of times.
Yeah, both pitchers flashing the breaking stuff early. Another breaking ball there for strike 2, get him looking. Pendleton down 0-2.
Zane Harris talked to me the other day about how their team needs to be better at being proactive on those all-speed pitches. We'll see if
Swing and a miss for strike 3 as 3 straight breaking balls gets Pendleton swinging.
right. Well, we will take a break before we head to the next inning.
All right, we are back for the third inning. A huge thank you to Taylor and Natan for those first 2 innings of commentary. But we have a couple of new people up here today. For their broadcast debut. We have Hunter Furtado and Cooper McKee. And guys, how are y'all doing today?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good. Oh, got the top of the third inning coming up as that first pitch does hit Nathan Martorella as he reaches first base pretty easily for the first base runner since that first inning. So guys, what is y'all's first impression of being in the press box, being on the other side of the netting for once?
During the game, I did not know. During the game, I did not know that there'd be this much people up here in the booth. This kind of surprised me. It took this many people. It's kind of cool, though.
It lets you appreciate it. Like, so much goes into it, and it's a great job.
Yeah,
so.
it's been pretty cramped up here all season long.
It's hot in here.
Yeah, it does get hot. I just put on a sweater, and I'm sweating already.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's no draft in here unless the wind is blowing out, so that doesn't help at all. That one's roped out into left field. That's going to be hard again. Coming underneath it for out number 1. That one looked dangerous coming off the bat from Eldridge Figueroa. Figueroa actually making his first start against the Harbor Hawks. We haven't seen him this season. But a good first out for out number 1.
It sounds a little, it just sounds. Wait, you just came on board to just go around all the favorite ballparks?
Now with one away, that's going to bring up Jace Grady. Grady 0 for 1.
Good pitch. Like to see if Gil could get that changeup working, get a little rollover and roll it up right here.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of good stuff from Gil so far. He's already matched his. This is his second appearance, as we mentioned earlier, and he already matched his last outing at 2 innings. That one knocked over to short, picked up by ball for 1 out. Throw to first, gets past Harris. So they get the 1 out at second. That's Martorella going down. But Jace Grady escapes trouble as he reaches first with 2 away.
I was hoping I was going to speak that one into existence, but
almost did.
Almost.
He does. He has a really good changeup.
Yeah.
His breaking stuff is really working for him. He's already struck out 1, looking for that second one, but that strikeout came on one of those great breaking balls that he had.
Absolutely.
Let's see, do they got speed on first? Cotuit really likes to steal.
Now, good thing about Cotuit does like stealing, as you mentioned, but Caleb Pendleton behind the plate. We've seen some great stuff from his arm
He's got a
this
hose.
season. A couple appearances ago for him, he ended up with 3 players caught stealing. He ended up throwing 3 out and then also got 1 on a back pick.
Yeah. No, he's definitely a guy you don't want to run on because he'll make you pay if you don't get a good jump.
Count at 1-0 to Carter Trice. Runner on first. Gill comes home. Now and misses down low for ball 2. Now, both of y'all have been on the team pretty much the whole season, I'll say. What has been y'all's best experience so far in the Cape?
You want to go first? Or?
Sure, I'll go first. Honestly, so I didn't really get the chance to play summer ball last year just with COVID canceling everything. And so I think honestly the most fun thing has just been like meeting so many new people and like making so many friendships. Like it's kind of a bummer because like summer ball you get so tight with all these people for 2 months and it's like I might not ever see you again or something like that. But I still feel like I've made friendships here that are going to last forever. So I think that's been super fun.
Yeah, and the worst part is that, the regular season ends next week.
Yeah, I know.
Next Wednesday. And it's really just flown by,
Yeah.
honestly. For 6 weeks, it's a fast 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Hunter? What's yours?
Yeah.
The crazy part is you meet these people and you've been here for like the past month and it feels like you've known these people for years. And
Yeah.
living in the houses with your host family, just being able to get close with all these different types of people, it's just been a really cool experience, not just with baseball, but just life in general, because I know a lot of these relationships will go past baseball and they'll have for a long time.
It's also, I feel like, just a really good like way to learn so much. Like everyone like brings something to the table, and you're like, oh, how do you throw this pitch, or what do you do that you feel like makes you effective? And I think that's something that's huge. Is just learning from so many great different players.
Because the players are brought up from different coaches, so they all have different ways of thinking about the game.
Yeah.
That's another cool thing to. You come, and you play here, and everybody's from a different college, from a different program, and there's just different things that you can take from each player.
Yeah, I remember, I can't remember who it was. I think it was one of the position players, but they said they love seeing all the pitchers because everyone just has a weird, different thing that they do.
That one fouled off at the 3-2. 3-2, 2 away as that one is picked up by Greer. We'll do the full count once again. Once again, runner on first. That's Jace Grady. Reached on an error. He'll be off on this pitch after Gill comes home.
I think having Gill as a lefty has really helped the running game for Cotuit. They haven't stolen that not much because I think they know he can go first move.
The payoff.
Oh, yep.
Just misses on the inside. And we've seen a lot of pitches like that where it seems like it finds the zone from up here, but it ends up missing by just an inch, maybe 2 inches. Lots of very close pitching here.
Yeah. Plus, from the side angle, when you're in the dugout, you can't really see where it misses.
All you can see is really height.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even from this angle, it's a little bit warped as
Yeah.
we're a little bit set off to the left of the plate, but that first pitch misses down low. Now Luke Gold at the plate, one of the hottest hitting players on the Kettleers. He leads the team in home runs and RBI. Count now at 1-0 from Gill. He takes a quick look over at second. Runners now at first and second as the pitch comes in. High drive out towards the left center gap. That's going to be Hardigan coming back towards the wall, and it is way out of here. 3-run home run for Luke Gold, his now 6th home run of the season, and the Kettleers take a 3-0 lead here in the top of the third.
Yeah, you could just tell he was hunting fastball there.
Yeah, he really got just every bit of that fastball, and I think off the bat, we had an idea that it was going to go over.
Unfortunately, yeah. I guess you weren't wrong about him being one of the hottest hitters for their team. That hurts.
So now with
There you go. Ooh.
still 2 away, bases empty now after that 3-run blast, and Eric Brown at the plate with a 1-0 count. And this is going to be a big at-bat here. We'll see how Gill can react after getting a home run off of him. It's always about how he comes back in that next at-bat.
Absolutely. I feel like that's one thing I've heard a lot from people, like especially with scouts and everything. They like to see like how do you bounce back and stuff because it's a really important thing. Like I know for us at college we have like a bounce back stat that we keep track of, and it's like when you give up a hit or walk someone, like how do you react to it and how can you change the tone?
Ooh.
That one spiked in the dirt, almost hitting the foot of Brown, but that brings the count now to 2-0, or 2-1 that is.
Brown's got a interesting stance. It almost gives me like Kevin Youkilis vibes.
And Ronald Acuna, just both just.
I wonder how, like, you know, a lot of people with their batting stances, it's how they've been brought up. I wonder if he's had that since he's been a kid, or if that was somehow brought onto him. Like, hey, why don't you try this? Why try sticking your hands straight out?
So I know some hitting coaches like the high hands approach, but it seems to work with him.
Yeah. Grounded over towards short, picked up by Ball. On a hop, he throws it, and that one is in time for out number 3. A good, strong throw from Kyle Ball.
That was a tough hop to catch.
Yeah, very tough hop. We'll be back for the bottom half of the 3rd inning on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Back here for the bottom half of the 3rd inning, Lincoln Revill once again alongside Cooper McKeon and Hunter Furtado. Guys, a good, strong top half of that 3rd inning for the most part, although the Kettleers did get out to a 3-0 lead after a 3-run home run from Luke Gold. The Harbor Hawks with a chance to bounce back here, as that's going to be Mason Greer, Trent Taylor, and Clark Elliott due up, the 8, 9, and 1 hole hitters coming up. Mason Greer with an 0-1 count as that one misses outside for ball 1. Mason Greer last night reached on a single and a walk, also struck out twice and had a fly out in that game. 12-7 win against the Orleans Firebirds. And what was so I just want to ask all this. What was just take me through, what was the mood in the dugout like throughout the whole game last night? Because there were a few lead changes throughout the game, and really, I mean, well, that's probably a bad question because most of y'all, the two of y'all were probably in the bullpen, weren't you? Yeah. So y'all. So what was the mood like in the bullpen? I'll say.
I mean, when Ryan hit that grand slam, that was pretty nice.
Yeah, it was. Y'all were right there for it, weren't you?
It hit the scoreboard because the bullpen's right next to the scoreboard, and so we could see it hit the scoreboard and took a few lights off of it, which I didn't know that the scoreboard was just built there. So that kind of stinks for them because that was an expensive scoreboard. But I mean, it was a nice hit, and everybody got really excited. So.
Now Mason Greer reaches base after a single hit into the right center gap, and that's going to bring Trent Taylor up.
This is Cooper's roommate.
It is.
Taylor, a new addition to the team from UCF, along with Nick Romano. What is it? So Taylor's been pretty good both at the plate and in the field. He's a menace on the base path, really. Just what has it been like with him, just adding him to the lineup? How has that helped the team?
I think he brings like a good energy to the team, and he's like someone that like wants to be here and play and get wins. And I think at the end of the day, some people will be like, "Oh, it's just summer ball; it doesn't matter." But like you're here, like you want to compete and you want to get wins and stuff and show what you're about. And I like that he's brought that a lot to the team. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, he's just a utility player that can really do it all. Like, I feel like if Coach asked him, hey, do you want to play all 9 positions today, he could probably get the job done.
We've seen him in the outfield. We saw him in center field a few games ago. The past couple of times we've seen him has been at second base. And it's just an interesting move as we saw Ryan Romano, who usually plays second base. We saw him moved over to short for a couple of games. And it's really just I guess it's showing just how versatile a lot of the players are.
Yeah.
We have quite a few players that can play multiple positions, and they do a good job at it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Very athletic and very quick.
Yeah.
Count now at 1 and 2 to Taylor, as McCulley takes a look over at first before coming home. One misses down low.
Good take.
Yeah, I think it's definitely nice to have like versatile players, especially like, let's say one person, their arm's dead, and so they want to be able to make a shorter throw, maybe throw them at second base, and then you're like, okay, second baseman, we can throw you in the outfield and stuff like that. I feel like that's huge for just total arm health and everything.
Again, it allows the guys that haven't had a break in 2 weeks just have a day off and kind of recuperate for the next game.
Yeah. Which I feel like those breaks can be huge, not just like physically, but also just mentally, because sometimes it can feel like a lull.
If you get in a rut, you kind of get stuck.
Yeah,
and,
you get stuck, and sometimes you just have that one day to just refresh and then come back strong.
The 2-2 misses inside. Now the count at 3 and 2 to Taylor. McCulley from the stretch. Kicks and comes home. The payoff. Ripped down the third base line. It's off the glove of Trice, and that rolls into left field. That's going to be a base hit for Trent Taylor. And runners now on first and second for the top of the lineup, Clark Elliott. And guys, Clark Elliott is the person that you want at the plate. He has been electric at the plate, finding ways to get on the base path any way he can. And he's just been phenomenal to watch the past couple of weeks.
He just gets it done. It's honestly insane. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen a player just go on a tear like this, especially you're facing the best arms in the country, and you're just making it look easy and hitting so hard to do. Like, it's crazy.
He's definitely glad he's on our team.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's leading the team in average. He's leading the team in on-base percentage. His on-base percentage is over 500 right now.
It's insane.
He steps into that left-handed box. McCulley comes home. That one misses on the outside. Ball one.
The one thing I do want to say about him is he's got a very good eye. He knows what pitch he wants, and he's very selective. When he swings, he knows he's getting that pitch.
Yeah. Now, that game against the Mariners, he ended up with 7 at-bats. He walked 5 times in those 7 at-bats.
He was 7 for 7 on base percentage, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's insane.
Walked 5 and had 2 base hits as that one's flown out into center field. That's going to be Grady coming under to make the grab. Greer stays over at second base as we'll have runners on first and second with 1 away for Dom Johnson.
Dom's been really hot in the past few games. It'll be good to see what he can do here.
Yeah. He's not a guy you want on the bases. If you walk him or he gets on in any way, he'll make you pay because he's just fast.
He's the type of guy that you could tell could either play football or baseball just because how quick he is.
Yeah, Elliott and Johnson really, I'd say the perfect people for those top to be at the top of the lineup. You know, we've also seen Kyle Ball at the top quite a bit, along with Caden Rose.
Yeah.
And the 4 of them, really, the perfect people to put in those top 2 positions. They find ways to get on base. They rip up the base path with the speed that they have.
Mm-hmm. That's a great thing to have, especially as a pitcher, because when you know guys can steal bases and get into scoring position, you know that you've got a lot of confidence going into the dugout knowing these guys are going to get it done if I'm putting up a 0, or even if I give up a few runs, they'll pick me up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Swing and miss there from Johnson. Brings the count now to 0-2. Runner scoring position here. A base hit could start chipping away at that deficit. 3-0 the lead. The score right now is Cotuit leads. Cotuit 3 runs on 2 hits. The Harbor Hawks with no runs, 3 hits, and an error so far as that one
good take.
Misses inside for ball 1. Now, a little question for y'all. I know that y'all have had quite a few appearances. Cooper, you pitched in last night's game, and Hunter, you're actually starting off tomorrow, as I understand it. So, what is your mindset on throughout the game whenever you're on the mound? As that one, is lofted out into left field. That's going to be picked up by Bridges. Greer's going to head on to third. It's going to bring runners now to the corners for Luke Mann.
I mean, for me, when I'm pitching, I'm not thinking of anything except attack the batter. When I go into the dugout, I'm not looking at what inning, what hits, what walks, what my pitch count is. All I'm focused on is getting the next batter out. And I know it's a lot easier said than done, especially if you're not doing well in a game. But the one thing you always need to think of in baseball is think of the next pitch, because baseball is a very unforgiving game. And if you think of your last pitch and throw that into the next pitch, you won't have as much conviction. And, things will happen where runners will get on base and you'll give up a lot more runs. You just need to be.
Runner goes from second as that one's roped, and it's gone over the right field fence, and we have a tie game on a 3-run Jimmy Jack from Luke Mann.
Wow.
And Luke Mann, who has one of the hottest bats on our team, I'll say,
There we
especially
go.
in the last couple of weeks. That's his 4th home run of the season, his 4th home run in, the past 2 weeks that we've seen? Just a fantastic.
He's got some raw power, I'll tell you. When we take
He does.
BP, he's the guy that's always hitting it past those trees and right.
We see him in BP hitting them off the scoreboard, and his last home run actually coming a few games ago ended up getting hit over the trees. We got that on StatCast at 441 feet.
Wow.
Probably put that ball in the harbor, honestly.
Probably. He might have. Yeah, we were watching it go. As soon as it went off the bat, you saw it was gone, and then it didn't even go into trees. It just cleared them.
Yeah.
The first time we've seen that all season long.
Wow.
Yeah.
Count at 0-1 now to Zane Harris.
I'm not a prophet.
Harris is 0 for 1, went down looking in the first inning. As he swings at that one, count now moves to 0-2.
And back to what I was saying about forgetting what happened last. This pitcher and same with Gil. I mean, after they gave up those 2 home runs, it seems like they've been locked in for the next batter.
Oh, boy.
And as I say that, attaboy, Zane.
Yeah.
Harris ropes
pitch.
that one out into left center field. That's
Good
a
hit.
base hit for him. As Harris now moves to 1 for 2.
I'm not going to lie. I didn't hear the question you asked earlier. Is there any way you could run it back for me?
Yeah, definitely. I just wanted to know, what is your, like last night, you threw 5 phenomenal innings
Thank
in
you.
that win against the Firebirds. And what was your mindset on the mound throughout that whole game? And really, whenever you take the mound for any game, what's your mindset like?
I think just go one pitch at a time and just only be focusing on that single pitch, because like Hunter was saying, like baseball is so easy to get caught up in the how many runs have I given up, what's going to be happening, how many hits, blah, blah, blah. And really, like, at the end of the day, like, you just got to focus on one pitch at a time. And that's what I try to do, just keep the same exact routine. Like, in my head, the last thing I think of is just the word glove, and then it's just be athletic to the ball or to the glove and try to hit my spot. And even if you miss the spot, like, you also just got to forget it. You can't think about it and be like, oh no, I did that bad, now I got to try to do this. You just got to clear it, and then each pitch that you throw, just have that same intent with it and try to make it good.
Yeah, we've mentioned a lot of times about how important it is to have a short memory on the field, and even up in the booth. That from times on our side, you know, if we have a rusty call or a rusty couple of innings, you gotta have a short memory. Forget about it.
Absolutely.
It's all in the past.
Yeah, and learn from it. That's the biggest
Yeah.
thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Kyle Ball now at the plate as McCulley comes home. Hefty swing there from Ball, but he can't find it. Count goes to 0-1. Ball had a ground out over to short in his last appearance. That was Ritter over at short. As McCulley brings home the 0-1.
It's a good block.
That is.
Yeah, Suggs behind the plate has been phenomenal so far. And just talking about our pitchers, our catchers here this season, we've had a few come and go on the season, but so far all of our catchers that we've had have been just walls behind the plate. They've been really phenomenal at their spots. Is that one down the third baseline off the glove of Trice?
Nice.
Ball reaches base. That's most likely going to be called a single.
Yeah.
And we just got word that is going to be a single.
Yeah, you smoked that ball. No, it's huge for sure to have a catcher that you just know is going to sell out every single pitch. Like Proto, when he was catching me yesterday, he had a ball that he blocked. He swatted it with his throwing hand to block it. Like,
wow.
That's insane. Like, if that's not selling out, then I don't know what is. Because, like, as a pitcher, when you know they're just going to do everything in their ability to help you do good, it's just a great feeling and just really helps me, at least, knowing that someone's always going to be there and put their absolute best towards it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Pendleton, who's actually behind the plate tonight, he's really been just the definition of giving your body up for the team. He's been taking balls to his body left and right, lots of bruises coming home after games.
He's always been like that, too. I played with him last summer, and me and him grew up in the same town in Florida. And growing up, we always played against each other. And last year, we got the chance to actually play with each other. And he's a dog behind home plate, and I have a lot of confidence whenever I'm pitching to him.
Count it 1-1 after McCulley spikes that one in the dirt, or 2-1 that is, as Hardigan steps in. He's 0 for 1 on his line, ground out to second, back in the second inning.
Mitch is definitely starting to get a little hot. I feel like the past 10-game streak that we've had, he's just been putting a lot of balls in play, and even when he's not, he's just been hitting them hard. Mm-hmm. And once again, it's just another guy you don't want to have on the base path. So when he's able to get on, good things happen for us.
And he's another guy in BP. You can just tell he's just got that raw power.
Yeah, BP is crazy from him.
Yeah, Mitch and Caleb, really the two FAU players that we have.
Mm-hmm.
It's really big having them as really now they're two pretty consistent hitters that you have in the back of the lineup. So really just some good power throughout. As that one's past the glove of Brown, and that goes into right field as that's going to load the bases up. That actually gets past Suggs. Harris is going to stay at third. Got that late jump over at third base. So the bases are going to be loaded now for Caleb Pendleton.
Dang, that makes me wish we had padding across the entire brick backstop.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of lucky and unlucky hops, I'll say, coming off the bricks.
Yeah.
I do just want to say one thing, and I'm not trying to jinx him or anything, but do you remember his first 2 at-bats that he had in college?
Oh, yes.
See, we'll see another. He's pretty good with the
This is
guys.
a situation
you're calling
he
that
wants
now?
to be in.
Yeah.
You're calling that now?
I'm knocking on wood, though, right now. I'm knocking on wood.
First pitch from McCulley comes in. That's a called strike near the knees.
It's a good take. I mean, I think he's going to get a ball to hit here because I'm sure pitcher right now is thinking, all right, don't want to walk someone right here. But at the same time, that's not a thought you want to have in your head. Oh,
roped over third base. That's going to drop for a fair ball. 2 runs are going to come in as Kyle Ball is rounding third. Hardigan also rounding third, and he'll be stopped. A 2-run double for Caleb Pendleton. And the Harborhawks now take a 5-3 lead.
There we go.
I'd say our bats have been getting really hot the past few games. Really fun to see.
Oh, yeah.
Third inning, we've hit around our lineup here in the third as Mason Greer, who started us off just earlier on, steps back up to the plate.
So this will be the 10th batter.
10th batter.
Dang.
We've had a couple of games. I think the past 3 games now, we've gone around our lineup. Against Harwich, we went around.
Oh my gosh, we probably went around twice in that 1 inning.
Yeah, probably. Got it pretty close. I think it was, let's see, 13 batters, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Harwich, wasn't that like a 4-hour and 30-minute game or
4.5 hours, yes.
Come on,
Roped
get through.
through second. That's through for a base hit from Greer. More runs are going to come in. The throw coming in from third. Play at the plate is not in time. Pendleton slid under the tag. 7-3 Harborhawks lead. And that throw beat Pendleton to the plate, but
just a sneaky slide
yeah,
right there.
his leg was able to get underneath.
I think we need to stay up here in this booth. I mean, we're scoring up here.
Yeah, we're rolling.
I mean,
yeah, I honestly just love the energy that we've had like the past probably 10 game streak. Because I mean, with a rough start, it's easy to get down on yourself. But I feel like we kind of just took that and turned it around and just been rolling ever since.
You can tell there's a difference in the dugout.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we've won 6 games so far this season. 3 of those we matched our. 3 of those have come in within the past week since the Falmouth game. Since the last game we played in Falmouth, we won 3 of those. Won 4 of our last 7 games. 2-0 now the count to Trent Taylor. Taylor had a single in his last appearance. Lofts that one sky high, and that's going to head out of play. Brings count out of 2-1.
There's a lot more confidence with these hitters right now, too. You can just tell. I mean, at the beginning of the season, it's a tough adjustment period because you're seeing everybody's Friday night guide pretty much every game that you're, every single day. And good swing. But if you can get in a bad rut and you just don't have a day off and you're just trying to get through it, it's tough. And now we've gotten a few bats hot. It seems like everybody's getting hot. It's just hitting's contagious, I think.
Absolutely.
You'd definitely be right. The bats have really fired up the past couple of games. As that one misses low, 3-2 the count.
It's a good take. That was a good pitch.
And yeah, we had a stretch there for a couple of games where hits were kind of hard to come by. But since that stretch, we've really been on fire. All nine hitters every game long have just been really aggressive at the plate. Foul ball ripped on the third base line. A worm burner is that's going to be Greer retreating back to first.
Yeah, I think it also, when the bats are going to cover you, I think it helps so much with pitching too, because you just know, even if you mess up and give up a run 1 inning, hey, they got my back, we're going to be fine, and you don't have to worry about it, and just having that peace of mind is so nice.
Count still full to Taylor. McCulley comes home, breaking ball, swing and a miss. That one coming in at 77 as Taylor goes down for out number 3. The Hawks add 7 runs as they take a 7-3 lead after 3 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Back here, the top half of the 4th inning, as Elijah Gill steps back up to the mound for his 4th inning of action. He's doubled up his outing, his first outing for the Harbor Hawks, already through 3, working for his 4th inning. And back in the press box with me in place of my partner Austin DeCouta, once again for their 2nd full inning coming up is going to be Cooper McKeon and Hunter Furtado. Guys, a very eventful 3rd inning to say the least.
Absolutely.
It was fun to watch up here.
Oh,
that was
wow.
gross.
Beautiful breaking ball there from Gill.
Just absolute sword right there.
Count evens out at 1-1. Matthew Suggs, Noah Bridges, and Ryan Ritter, the next 3 up.
I love watching this guy on the mound. I mean, he's just got such good breaking pitches, and he can really mix up his speeds.
Chopper down the 3rd base line. Greer with a strong throw across the
Nice
diamond
throw.
for out number 1.
He's got a good arm over there.
Yeah.
So another question for y'all. So our defense overall, the infield, outfield overall has been very solid.
Yeah.
Very solid. How big is that to have, how comforting is that on the mound just to have that solid of an infield behind you? Really just a team of all-stars.
Oh, my gosh. And just knowing that you got Kyle Ball at shortstop. I mean, he's been great at shortstop. And we always talk in the bullpen about how great we have it just to have those guys in the infield and the outfield. Because, I mean, when we had Caden in the outfield, too, and we got Dom and, you know, you've got Clark and everybody and Mitch, you've got speed in the outfield, too. So, you know, any ball that's 50-50, they're going to get there, and they're going to give them their best effort to get the ball. And just knowing you have those guys behind there, it's a great confidence boost, because all you know is, hey, I'm just going to make my pitches, and wherever they hit it, and see what goes from there.
Absolutely. It's almost like a peace of mind thing. You can just know, okay, I don't have to strike every single batter out. If they put it in play, better chance that it's going to be an out.
Mm-hmm. And the biggest thing in pitching, I think, too, is you got to stay within yourself. You can't let other things dictate what you're going to do at the mound. You got to compete, and you're not going to be the best if you're worrying about what other people are doing and what they're doing and
Absolutely.
how they're doing it.
Yeah, the only thing you can control is yourself. So, yeah,
And the next pitch.
2 balls and no strikes now. The count to Ryan Ritter. A quick 2 outs here as that one misses outside. 3-0. Gill has only walked 1 batter so far. That was Carter Trice last inning. He also hit 1 by a pitch, which was Nathan Martorella, but as that one finds the zone. And Gill, once again, just very effective in this outing especially.
Absolutely.
He's only 2 hits so far. That one's roped out into the left center gap. That's going to drop for a base hit. That's going to one hop off the bottom of the wall. Ritter's going to stop at second with a 2-out double here in the top of the 4th.
See, but even that, you can see how quick they get to the ball.
Yeah.
See how quick they get to the
That
ball.
ball, if you don't leg it, you could possibly be a triple, but that's huge.
Yeah, I've been quite honestly, the first time I saw Elliott, all three really, Elliott, Johnson, and Hardigan, I was so impressed with the speed that they have, both in the field and on the bases.
It's a quick outfield.
Yeah.
Very fast.
They've got a lot of room they can cover.
Yeah, I mean, you got a ball that's in the air for more than a second, it's probably getting caught.
And we were talking about the field at Harwich, actually, just the enormous amount of foul territory that is at Harwich.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, I think that was the game that Zane Harris had that RBI double.
Good pitch.
No, that was, I got my games mixed up. That was actually the last time we were at Cotuit.
Okay.
And he had that double down the line, and just so much foul territory there that
feels like a pinball game almost with that. Ooh.
See, he tunnels his pitches really well, even on that pitch. 18 almost swung at it.
Yeah. That's something that's huge as a pitcher, because if it can look like it might be a fastball coming out of your hand, it might be a slider coming out of your hand, and they have to guess with half of the time already gone, the ball's halfway there. I mean, that's tough.
I'm going to bring up an old story that our pitching coach here always tells us about. And he was in Yankee Stadium, and I think it was Tommy John was throwing a bullpen, and he was watching him, and he kept bouncing the ball. And he wasn't throwing any strikes, he was bouncing the ball. And he went up, he said, "Why do you keep bouncing the ball? Why aren't you just throwing it over the plate and working on that?" And he said, "I get paid not to get guys to swing at strikes, but to swing at balls that look like strikes. And if you can do that, you'll get hitters
It'll be really effective."
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Well, that'll do it for us here for the top half of the fourth. We'll be back for the bottom. Hawks lead 7-3 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Bottom half of the fourth inning coming back from Judy Walden Scarafile Field at McKeon Park as Clark Elliott set to start us off here. Once again, Lincoln Revill alongside two of our Harbor Hawks pitchers, Cooper McKeon and Hunter Furtado, here for the bottom half of the fourth inning. They've been here since the top of the third, for those of y'all just joining us. All 10 runs were scored in that third inning as the Hawks lead 7-3 against the Cotuit Kettleers. New pitcher coming up for the Kettleers. This one is going to be Riley Huge from Central Florida.
Oh, he's from Central Florida?
He is from Central Florida, along with two of our players, Trent Taylor and Nick Romano.
Those will be fun at bats.
Yeah.
They definitely know either what they're getting, and the pitcher definitely knows what their weaknesses are.
Yeah, we always love seeing both pitchers and catchers from the same college, as well as pitchers and hitters from the same college, because those usually make for the best at bats. This one hit back up the middle. That's going to be picked up.
Safe. Oh,
throw to first is going to get bounced past Gold, as Elliott is going to jog his way to second.
Oh, 3.
And that actually went out of play, so he's going to hold up at second base.
I thought they were about to just let him keep running for a second.
I've never seen that happen before. He tried to tap it to the first baseman. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, I'll be honest.
He picked up with his ball.
Yeah.
And yeah, he tried to hit it over.
Interesting. All right. All right. Yeah, I'll be honest. I was looking down
creative.
at my little field here, seeing that Ritter was throwing it, and I didn't see that. Yeah, I've never seen that before.
I mean, with
that's a new one.
I've seen it scooped up by the glove, but never the throwing
Never
hand.
just
I'll
the
tell you what,
backhand.
There's a first time for everything in the Cape Cod League.
Oh,
I
yes.
feel like I've seen so much.
Yeah. Now, the last time we played the Firebirds here at McKeon Park, we had the Marcano brothers coming up, Julio and David Marcano, and then on our team we have, of course, the Romano twins.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure if y'all knew this at the time, but we actually found out that may well be the very first time in Cape history that a set of twins has been on both teams for one game.
Really?
In the starting lineup.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, that's
For the 3.
That one's going to bounce past Suggs, and that's going to allow Elliott to get
Nice.
back to third now. He's reached third twice tonight. The last time he was at third was in that first inning, which he started off the game then, too. He ended up getting stranded at third base after a triple.
Yeah, that Orleans game, the shortstop and the second baseman were the twins. And Luke came in to me and told me after, he was like, so I was getting my coverage from both the infielders. I looked to second, and I was like, okay, he's right there. And I looked to short, and he's like, he thought the kid teleported. I was like, what is this kid doing? And then he found out that they were both twins. And so he was like, that's what it was. But it was a pretty funny story.
Yeah, the Marcano twins, identical, unlike the Romano twins, yeah.
It's almost like you got Big Romano and Little Romano.
Count it 1-1 now to Johnson. Pitch comes home from Huge. That one spiked in the dirt.
It's a good block by the catcher right there. Selling out to save that run.
Johnson's now 0 for 2 with a line out and a fly out. Line out going to short, and that fly out over to right in the third inning.
Ooh.
2-1 swung on and fouled off. 2 balls and 2 strikes now the count.
I just want to add another thing in this press box. You can see how many fans really come to the game. Especially when I'm on the mound, I'm not looking in the crowd, and I can't really hear them. But now that I'm out here and I can see how many fans are on that hill and everything, because they kind of hide away. Yeah, it's a good showing.
Yeah, we've had I'm not sure if y'all knew this. I don't think y'all know this, but actually the Hyannis Harbor Hawks have posted the second highest attendance rate out of the Cape Cod League.
Wow.
Second only behind the Chatham Anglers, of course, because Chatham brings out at least 2,000 on a regular basis.
That's crazy.
And they all go around the entire field, which is pretty cool.
That one flown, and that's going to head into foul territory down the first base side.
Think
sliding grab from Bridges for out number 1. The throw coming home. Play's not going to be in time.
Does the job. Oh, boy. That was a great catch.
That was. I almost think maybe don't even try to catch that one to save the run.
So that's going to bring Elliott in, and the Harbor Hawks now extend their lead to 8-3 on a sacrifice fly from Dom Johnson. And that's going to bring Luke Mann up. Now, Mann, of course, the man of the game so far. That 3-run blast in the third inning.
Started everything off.
And after that electric week that Luke Mann had with those back-to-back home run nights for him, there was we had a pretty good feeling that he was going to end up with Cape League Player of the Week. As we know, he ended up.
Oh, he just got hit.
Swore that.
And that one
We got ice.
ends up hitting man. Yeah, we thought that Luke was going to win Cape Cod Player of the Week, but as we know, he ended up in a narrow competition with Dalton Rushing, who ended up getting that accolade for that week.
Should have been Luke.
All right, come on, Zane.
Pitch from Huge comes in.
Yep.
Down spike. That gets past Suggs as
Go
well.
three. Ooh.
And now Man is going to extend over to second. Now, y'all have seen hundreds of players here in the Cape so far this season. Y'all have seen more within the next week or two. Who has been the best player, in y'all's opinion, the best player that y'all have faced from the mound?
Ooh.
Because there have been quite a few heavy hitters and some really aggressive hitters in the league.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think I could tell you a single name of someone on another team. So, like, when I pitch, I try to just not even worry about that because I know at the end of the day, if I execute my pitches, I'm going to be fine. So I feel like the mentality I always try to take there is, like, there's not really a face on the person. It's just a body that's there, and you're just paying attention to the glove. And if you do what you're supposed to do, things are going to work out fine. I don't know if you actually know a person, Hunter, maybe.
Sorry,
I kind of messed up that question.
No, you're good.
There's been a lot of There's been a lot of hitters that we face, and I don't know a lot of their names. I know a lot of the schools that they go to, but not their names in particular.
All right, that makes sense.
Same with Coop. I mean, the biggest thing is you got every batter you can get out. Every batter you can get out. And if you don't think you can do that, then why would you pitch?
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
And the biggest thing you need to do is figure out their weaknesses and know what they're swinging at. Like, say you throw a fastball first pitch early in the count, and he's ahead of it, and it was an outside pitch. Well,
there we go.
That one bounces past Suggs, and that's going to allow Man to reach home.
Next pitch, I'm not going to throw a fastball inside to speed up his bat or slow down his bat a little bit. I mean, I would throw a changeup away. And you just got to read the batters. And, there's been a lot of great batters up here. And that's one thing I've learned is you just need to pitch to the batter's weaknesses and also your strengths.
Absolutely.
Now, you were saying that, Cooper, whenever you're on the mound, you try not to think of the batter at the plate. And I actually got to talk to Coach Korn a couple days ago, and he was saying that that's one of the things that he wants y'all to remember is that when you're on the mound, you throw to the catcher's mitt, and that should be the only thing that you're looking at. Don't want to look at the batter, the umpire, the scouts in the back.
No, you don't want to worry about all that. And I feel like when you're really pitching, and that should be your mindset, it's just nothing but you and the catcher. You shouldn't notice. You shouldn't hear. Honestly, like I feel like a lot of pitchers say it, and it sounds corny, but like I feel like a lot of us, like, we don't hear anything. It's literally just you and the catcher. There could be a firework going on in the background, and you wouldn't even know because you're just got that laser focus that you're paying attention to the glove and nothing else.
Now,
the confidence thing, I just want to say that Cooper said where when you're pitching to the batter, whatever pitch you throw, that if you throw that right pitch and you hit your spot, that you're confident with that result.
Absolutely.
And that's a huge thing, too.
Yeah, having that conviction is a huge thing. Because if you're throwing a pitch and you're like, I don't know, like not feeling it, then like you've already beat yourself right there. And usually bad things happen when you do that. So you just always want to have that intent when you throw your pitch.
And have that confidence.
Absolutely.
Now, Zane Harris, who's currently at the plate with a 3-2 count, we've seen quite a few full counts from him in the past few games. He's been a warrior at the plate. He's been somebody that every time he comes up, we talk about just how aggressive he is and also how careful he is at those pitches. Now it's picked out of the air by Ryan Ritter for out number 2. But yeah, Harris, he's really just a batter that even when he's down 0-2, he just battles back, just finding contact on every pitch, it seems, whether fouling it off or just finding a way to stay at bat and just become a really aggressive and just a great battler at the plate.
Absolutely. Yeah, and someone with power like him, he has the potential really on any pitch to just put that ball way out of the stadium. I think he had one home run earlier in the season that cleared the tree line very easily.
Just an absolute moonshot that was down that right field line. Kyle Ball back at the plate as he's 1 for 2, a ground out and a single to his name so far. 1-0 pitch from Huge, misses up high.
Yeah, but I do think it is big that he's been really grinding out at bats, because a lot of times you get those big power hitters that have a lot of holes in their swings, and if they're not connecting, hitting that home run, that it's just an easy strikeout. But his ability to just grind out at bats and work the count, I think really helps him out a lot.
Now, we mentioned Coach Korn a little while ago, and we've been wondering this in the press box for really the whole season. Whenever a pitcher's on the mound and they seem to be struggling a little bit at the plate within the past couple of batters, Coach Korn will come out for a mound visit. He'll talk to y'all for about 20 seconds, just give y'all time to breathe, as that one's roped out until the right field for a base hit. His ball reaches first. He'll be on with a 2-out single. But yeah, whenever y'all are on the mound and Coach Korn comes on out, after he completes that mound visit, y'all really seem to pick up and just become really elusive on the mound for the next few innings that y'all pitch.
It's the corn effect.
Yeah, the corn effect, as we've called it. Yeah,
it's great to just have him out there, and you get your 30-second breather almost. But he's good at just kind of calming you down, maybe giving you a pointer or something like that. And
Hardigan ropes that one, heading to the fence,
go,
and it's gone.
Yeah, I told you about that power he had earlier. Yeah.
Mitch Hardigan with a 2-run blast.
I'm telling you, leave us up here, man. We need.
I know, seriously. Yeah, for real.
Attaboy.
Score now at 11-3, that is.
He's been hitting the ball real hard.
Yeah. This is his first home run of the season, right?
I believe so. I think it was.
Which is crazy. First day of batting practice when we had it out here. We didn't really know anybody, but we always remembered there's a few hitters that you could pick out where you're really impressed with their stuff, and what everybody kept saying was Mitch, because even on his half swing when he was just warming up, it just seemed like the ball would travel and just fly off the bat.
11-3 now the score. The Harbor Hawks lead, as there's going to be a mound visit for the Kettleers. The whole infield comes in.
It's not a Korn mound visit, though.
No, it doesn't have the same hit as Korn.
He's just a great mental coach too. It's not just pitching and it's not just mechanics.
Yeah,
it's mental, because the biggest part of pitching, they say it's 90% mental and the other 10% is physical with baseball. It's crazy, and especially for pitching, you need to have confidence, and you need to have that breather and just know every pitch is going to be a good pitch. And having Ray do that, I'm telling you, he's a great coach.
Absolutely.
Great guy to have.
Yeah, he was saying that whenever he goes out to talk to y'all, he can see even the slightest posture change. He can see any incorrect mechanic, no matter how minor of a detail it is. He can sense that, and he can go out and let y'all know. And it's just one of the things that makes him just an overall great coach.
No, it's crazy. He'll come up to you and talk to you just when you're throwing and say something, and you're like, I literally had no idea I was doing that, or had the slightest thought that was going on. And then you try it, and you're like, wow, he just might know something.
The decades of coaching he's coached, he's picked up a lot of experience and wisdom for sure.
Caleb Pendleton now at the plate. He had a double in his last appearance last inning, as the Harbor Hawks have really put up 2 amazing innings. 7 runs in the third, 4 already in the fourth. A little 2-out rally coming up as Pendleton launches that one out towards right. That's going to be Bridges coming over to his left and making the grab for out number 3. That's going to do it for us here through the fourth. Harbor Hawks lead 11-3 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. And we're back now for the top half of the 5th as Gill steps back up. And a big thank you to Hunter Furtado and Cooper McKeon for stepping in for those 2 innings and really did a phenomenal job in their first career broadcast. Gill now with an 0-2 count coming in to his 5th inning of work, as this is going to be Eldridge Figueroa at the plate. He watches that one go for a ball. That's bringing the count now to 1-2. And now, with 1 away after Figueroa goes down with a strikeout, it's going to bring 1 away now for Jace Grady. And Gill comes home, swing and miss there from Grady to start him off 0-1 the count. And now joining me in the booth here for also his broadcast debut is infielder Ryan Romano. Ryan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well, I might say.
Glad to be here.
Don't know if did you get to talk to Cooper and Hunter on their way back to the dugout a little while ago?
I didn't.
You didn't. They actually came up here for the 3rd and 4th innings, and they were able to be up here as guest speakers for a little while. That one's lined out into the left center gap. That's going to drop for a base hit. Grady reaches. He's going to try to get to second. To throw in. The second is not in time. Grady showing his speed off as that is a single turn double from him with 1 away.
It was a risky play right there.
Now also joining me along with Ryan is Michael Maher. Now, Maher, how are you doing today, Michael?
I am well. How are you?
I'm doing okay, I might say. It's been a good day so far. Harbor Hawks are winning 11-3, so I can't really complain.
Absolutely. Ryan and I are having a lot of fun down there tonight.
Yep.
Now, as of right now, of course, 11 runs over the past 2 innings. I'm dare to say that the mood in the dugout might be kind of good right now.
Absolutely.
100% way better.
Been having a lot of fun and getting along really well as always, but extra fun this week.
Our team is clicking a lot more than the beginning of the season, I would say.
Yeah, the last few games have really come together on both sides of the plate, really from the mound and at the plate. Kind of 0-1, 1 away, and just Elijah Gill with a phenomenal outing so far. Takes a look over at Grady at second before coming home. That one misses for ball. Count is at 1-1. Now, Michael, we've seen you with a lot of the players up here just doing little film sessions with them, just coaching them up a little bit. What is exactly your coaching role with the team?
Absolutely. So my responsibilities include scouting and player development, and player development's always my favorite one as we see a ground ball to the shortstop. Ball over to Harris, and that's 2 outs. Anyways, back to it.
Good play-by-play there, I might say.
Thank you. This is my first time, believe it or not. And no, mostly player development and helping these guys with their mechanics. And for me, it's been my favorite part of the summer. And the scouting's fun, and it helps our guys succeed in game. But player development-wise, it's been really fun to help our guys get better and succeed and really chase greatness. I mean, I think that's just it's a leg up, and it helps these guys succeed.
Now, Raul Ortega is going to come into pinch hit in place of Luke Gold. Now, this might be more of a welcome sight for the Harbor Hawks. Luke Gold had that 3-run blast in his last at-bat in the 3rd inning, the 3 runs so far for the Kettleers. And that one, we were saying off the bat, there was really little doubt that was a goner, just a moonshot from him. That one roped over to second, picked up by Taylor. Throw to first is in time for out number 3. That's going to end the top half of the 5th, as we are now halfway through this game as the Harbor Hawks lead 11-3 midway through the 5. And we're now going to take a break here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Tato. Guys, you'll head back to your colleges soon as summer ball wraps up. What are you going to miss most about being on the Cape and playing in this league?
I think just all the friendships that I've made. I mean, like, you have so many people that you've met, and it's just felt like you've known them for your whole life, and I think it's going to be really sad to leave a lot of them, so that's going to be the tough thing for me.
Not to be so redundant, but the exact same thing. All the friendships and relationships you made here. I mean, it's tough that you can only make it 2.5 months. You got to pack it into that. But I know that the good thing is hopefully I'll be back here next summer and with some more guys that you can meet, and it's just been a good summer so far. So.
Right, well, thank you guys for joining us on the broadcast and joining me here live on the sidelines. Lincoln, back to you.
Thank you very much, Taylor, and a great interview there from Hunter Furtado and Cooper McKeon as they start heading back to the dugout. And for those who are just joining us, Cooper and Hunter actually joined me for a couple of innings a few minutes ago. Side by side me here in the booth as that one from Mason Greer is fouled off. That's going to bring the count to 1-2. Greer started off the third inning, came around twice in that inning with a pair of singles. And Ryan, that third and fourth inning of play really for the Harbor Hawks was really everything just clicked for the team.
Everything clicked. We were all hitting good pitches. Everyone's doing what they're supposed to do, and when you're all doing the right things, good things will happen.
We end up sending 11 players to the plate in that third inning of play. 7 runs scored, and then 4 innings in the fourth for that 11-run total. 11 runs on 12 hits and 1 error for the Harbor Hawks. 3 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error for the Kettleers. And now Michael back in the booth with us. So the mic had to be used by Taylor, but back in action now.
Back live.
As Greer goes down swinging for out number 1 here to start us off here. That's going to bring Trent Taylor to the plate, who's 1 for 2 himself.
Fun to see Mason Greer nonetheless have a lot of success against the lefty today, and good to see him have some success. First RBI on the year and first hit at home, I think. So great to see.
Now, Michael, I was talking to you in between innings here. You said that even though you're a coach for the team, you're still a college student. You said you're a sophomore in college. Is that right?
I am. I will be a sophomore at Northwestern this fall, and I work in a similar role at Northwestern with our baseball team, and it's been a pretty seamless transition, and been able to work with guys like Ryan and help these guys in any way I can, and it's been a lot of fun.
You've really been. I think you've really been had a big impact this season. We see you in here quite a bit with Hunter, especially just going over film from him and his past appearances, along with we've seen Zane in here a couple of times. Just a mix of players.
Absolutely, and no, I think it's been, you got to find the mix between mechanics and pitch design and location, and that's been the stuff we've tried to find the balance with, and I think we've done a pretty good job. Some days are more, what are we going to pitch-wise, what are we going to mechanics-wise, and I've definitely been seeing a lot of improvement, and it's a lot of fun to help these guys get better.
Now count it 3-0 to Trent Taylor as that one finds the heart of the zone, 3-1. And Ryan, we've been, Austin and I throughout the season, we've been kind of talking about on those 3-0 counts, when is the right time to have a red light for your swing? When's the right time to have a green light? How would you say, how do you depict when to go for a 3-0 pitch and when to not?
I would say the timing, what inning it is, what's the score. There's a bunch of things that go into that, but if you're comfortable doing it, then why not,
Yeah. Now, would you say that overall, are you more comfortable just taking that 3-0 pitch and waiting for another pitch, or are you more comfortable just taking it and seeing if you can get it? Because the 3-0 pitch is probably going to be down the middle.
I'm probably more comfortable with taking it 3-0 and then sitting 3-1. Mm-hmm. That's honestly pretty comfortable for me. But a lot of guys do things differently, so.
Now Clark Elliott at the plate, runner on first with 1 away. Trent Taylor ended up with a walk. And Clark Elliott, we've been talking ever since he got here, really. He's been just on fire at the plate. He has the highest on-base percentage, the highest batting average on the team. His on-base percentage now is over 500. He's reached base twice tonight with a triple and a double, and he's just been electric in his appearances so far.
Yeah, he's just an immediate impact guy. He does all the right things, and good things are going to happen from that.
I'd add that Clark is probably one of the smarter baseball players you'll come across, in the sense of game IQ and really good teammate, someone you really want to be around in the dugout and helping other guys, and really in tune with kind of game trends and what's happening, and someone that you can learn a lot from and who's always looking to learn too.
Yeah, he's a very, very fast player, fast on the base path, fast in the field, and he knows it too. If you give him a chance to steal a base on you, he will do it. I think he has if I remember correctly, he has a perfect base stealing record so far. I don't think he's been caught yet. Yeah, he's a perfect 7 for 7 on steals so far.
I think his first pitch approach adds to a lot of his success. He's not afraid to. He's going to see a first pitch fastball. He's going to take a hack, and that's something you don't see a lot these days with kind of the move towards analytics. Guys want to see more pitches, but Clark wants to take it.
That one gets past Suggs. That's going to allow Taylor to extend over to second as he's now in scoring position. Another Harbor Hawk in scoring position now for Clark Elliott. And yeah, we've also been saying a lot about how everybody on the team really is. They're both aggressive at the plate, but at the same time, they're careful with what pitches they avoid and which ones they go for. Because we've seen a few times where people can be overly aggressive at the plate, and so it's really. But they've been able to be both aggressive while being kind of, I wouldn't say picky, but they're very careful about which ones they go for.
In this league, you're most likely going to get one good pitch to hit and at bat.
Long drive out towards right field. That's going back near the wall. A jump, and that's going to hit off the wall. Taylor's going to be rounding third. He's going to stop at third on the hold from third base coach, and that's going to be runners in on second and third now for Dom Johnson. And a massive hit there for Elliott. Almost his second home run of the season, almost in the exact same spot as well.
Good game for Austin. Too.
I think the other thing we've seen when it comes to approach, and Ryan, you can back me up on this, is that a lot of it has to do with kind of the team atmosphere in a sense. Early on it was really tough. Offensively it was really slow. It was a lot of swings and misses, and now you scored 10 runs almost every day this week. You have a bit more freedom to take these hacks, be a bit more aggressive, and if you take a big hack on a 1-0-0-1 and you're down 0-2 or back to 1-1, you've got another chance, and confidence is high. Got an opportunity to do some damage down on the count.
Now, going back to the past couple of days, Ryan, you've played in the past 2 games, as that one's roped down to short. That's going to be picked up by Ryan Ritter. The throw to first is in time, a good stretch from Gold, but a run will score as Trent Taylor comes in from third, and that extends the Harbor Hawk lead now to 12-3. But going back to what I was saying, in the past 2 games, I saw a stat. And this, of course, you probably know this. We played a little over 8 hours of baseball in the past 2 days. 4.5 hours the other night against Harwich, around 3.5 hours yesterday against Orleans. And am I bold here in saying that you're probably exhausted after those past 2 games?
No, you're definitely right. I mean, it definitely takes a toll on you mentally and physically, and you just got to do whatever you can to stay locked in every pitch.
Yeah, that's just evident of just how alive our bats have been the past few games. We've hit through the lineup in our past 3 games against Harwich, Orleans, and now against Cotuit. And really just like you were saying, Michael, the bats were quiet at the beginning of the season. We had a couple of rough stretches there, a couple of games where strikeouts were around 17, 19 strikeouts in a game. But over the past couple of weeks, our bats have really come alive, and pitching has also improved as well.
No, I just think you have a lot more freedom when you've gotten these hits and getting on base, and gives you a lot more freedom to fail, right? And then get back up next pitch, and as opposed to feeling like it's an automatic strikeout, you still feel like you can do some damage down 0-2.
Now 0-2 the count, coming to Luke Mann. This pitch comes in, he ropes down the first base line, past a diving Gold. That's through. That's going to be Elliott rounding third, and that's going to be Luke Mann coming in to second. And Luke Mann on fire once again, as he's now 2 for 3 on his line.
How about this game?
What a week, honestly, to say the least. What a past little string of games. Big bats, big pitches, and just perfect on all sides for the Harbor Hawks so far. Zane Harris now at the plate. Ryan, I also did have a question for you about last night's game. So as for those of y'all that were listening or happened to find out, Ryan actually had a grand slam in last night's game, that 12-7 win against the Firebirds. What was going through your mind during that grand slam that you had?
I was just looking to get a good pitch to hit. Bases were loaded. The pitcher was kind of wild before I got up to bat, and I was just focused on getting the right pitch to hit, and he threw it right where I liked it.
Were you trying to hit a home run whenever you took it over, or were you just looking for contact? Or
mainly I was just looking for hard contact. I mean, I want to say every time you try to do it, just doesn't happen. So, but when I hit it, I knew it was gone, so that kind of made everything a little more fun. But it was fun.
Yeah. One thing that I know that I learned growing up, my dad was a big mentor, and he actually told me this, was whenever you're at the plate, if you swing for the fences and try to hit it out, mostly you're either going to pop it up or you're just going to whiff on it.
Yep.
But if you go for hard contact, that's usually where your big hits come from.
I think it's also been fun to see our guys getting better at hitting breaking balls. I've seen a lot of improvement there. Early on, it was a lot of whiffs. Now it's a lot more kind of shorter strokes, choking up with 2 strikes. We hadn't seen a lot of that early on. That's been a lot better.
As that one's stroked down to first base, that's going to be Gold stepping on it for out number 3. And that is going to end the 5th inning. The Harbor Hawks add on 2. They now lead 13-3 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Back here for the top half of the 6th inning as Elijah Gill is back on the mound for a 6th inning of work. Before we get started, a quick word from our sponsor, Curry College, as that one's roped down to short. That's going to be Kyle Ball stepping on it, and the throw over to first, a hard throw, is in time for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out in this 6th inning for Elijah Gill. Now from Curry College, earn a bachelor's degree or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. In-person and high-flex classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about programs in business, accounting, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, you can find all of that at curry.edu. A big thank you to Ryan Romano for coming up in the broadcast booth with me last inning. And now a couple of new players to join me here for the 6th inning as Adrian Saravo and Marc Adamiak join me up here. Guys, how are y'all doing today?
Doing great. Yeah, it's a great day for baseball out here.
It is. It's a fantastic game so far for the Harbor Hawks as they come in leading 13-3 against the Cotuit Kettleers. Yep. And I'm not sure how much y'all know about this, but our game tonight against the Kettleers is actually game number 4. No, number 5 of the 2021 Patriot Cup. Do y'all have any idea about that?
I haven't heard of it before.
That one launched out into right field. Shallow right field as Trent Taylor comes underneath that, making it over his head for out number 2. An acrobatic catch from Taylor for out number 2.
Yeah. Someone needs to be there, though.
So yeah, the Patriot Cup, the annual battle between the Kettleers and the Harbor Hawks because we're the only two teams from Barnstable, and so every year they've turned it into sort of another little, I don't know, you might say accolade, I guess you might call it. So now Cotuit, as y'all might know, also evidently our biggest rivals in the Cape League. So do y'all think there's a different atmosphere playing the Kettleers between any other team? That one's hit back up the middle. That's going to be through for a base hit. That's going to be Noah Bridges coming off of that one with a 2-out single.
Yeah, I'd say there is. You can always tell when we play them that we treat it a little differently, I guess. And they treat the games against us differently than other teams.
I think it's a little more, not chirpy, but it's a little more chippy, I would say. It's more of a dogfight. You play till the last out, and it just with rivalry comes history. So
that one's launched out towards left. A diving play from Hardigan can't be made as he'll pick that one up. The throw into third won't be in time. Greer's going to cut that one off as runners come to the corners. Bridges now at third, and that's a single for Ryan Ritter. A little 2-out rally sparked here for the Kettleers. The Harbor Hawks 1 out away from ending this top half of the sixth. Now, Adrian, your name has been mentioned a few times within the past few weeks. You've had a couple of amazing outings as a starter, and you were recently named a Cape League All-Star as well, one of 3 for the Harbor Hawks. Just what is that like, being named one of the All-Stars, one of the top players in the Cape League?
Obviously, it just makes me feel really good about myself. I try to go out there every day, compete my tail off, and, try my hardest. These are college all-stars, best players in the country, so you got to bring your A game every day. So I enjoy it.
Count now at 1-1, or 1-0 that is. As Gill comes in, that one misses up and in. Count at 2-0 now to Nathan Martorella. Now a question for both of y'all. Y'all have been on the Cape for really the whole season for the Harbor Hawks. What has been y'all's favorite experience so far on the Cape?
Obviously playing baseball, but I feel like just the beaches and the relaxation and the just kind of mood and the vibe that the Cape brings to baseball is just really nice. It's just a relaxing summer, and everybody's just working hard and just playing baseball, game I love. So,
and I'd say my favorite part is just meeting the people. You get to meet so many different people that I guess you'd never really cross paths with. You make a lot of friendships that last a long time through summer ball.
Martorella reaches on a walk, as that's going to load the bases up now for Eldridge Figueroa. Figueroa, who's 0 for 2. As I mentioned, getting his first game against the Harbor Hawks tonight, as that's going to prompt a mound visit from Coach Calhoun, and we may have a pitching change here as the bullpen is active. That is Austin Wallace, and we're going to have a pitching change here as that ends the day for Elijah Gill, but we're going to be right back for the remainder of the top half of the 6th inning on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Coming back now for the remainder of the top half of the 6th inning, as Daniel Gill's going to stay in. It's his pitch, his inning to finish, as that one is bounced off the glove of Kyle Ball. 2 runs are going to come in for the Kettleers as that's rolled into left. Play over at second, gets off the glove of Taylor. Harris is there to track it down, but 2 runs come in from the hit from Figueroa as the Kettleers start to chip away at that deficit, and looks like that's going to do it for Gill as Calhoun's going to make his way back out, and Austin Wallace is going to come back in now. So a pitch later, we go back to break on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Remainder of the top half of the sixth coming up on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network as Austin Wallace from Austin, Texas, comes in on the mound to take the place of Elijah Gill. Gill with a phenomenal outing so far. His second appearance with the Harbor Hawks. His first one went 2 innings. He tripled that tonight just about as he threw 5 2/3, and really overall a phenomenal outing from him.
Yeah, he did really well. He had that one long inning, so it happens in baseball. He got out of it and he put up a couple more zeros. So it's just minimizing the damage is really key to pitching.
Austin Wallace with a 2-0 count to Jace Grady, his first one. And, Gill threw almost 6 full innings. Both of y'all have thrown over 4 innings of work in a couple of starts. Adrian, you threw 6 full innings at one point as well.
Yes.
What has been the key for y'all really just going all that distance for those outings, 4 innings or more?
I think just trying to be efficient early on, and just staying focused through the entire thing. Because once you start losing focus, your pitches start missing, and that's when you start walking people or leaving pitches over the middle that they can hit. So I think it's more of a mental endurance for starting more than physical.
Yeah, and one of the things that we've talked about a lot this season is that you really have to have just an extremely short memory for those long outings. Any hits that you get, any walks you give up, you just got to forget about it. It's all in the past. You just go at the next batter.
Yep, definitely, for sure. Got to be mentally strong. You got to be mentally strong to be a pitcher. It's just a key to being successful. Major leaguers are like that.
Payoff pitch is going to be chopped down the first base line. That's going to be picked up by Harris. He'll step on the bag himself. Quick, out number 3, but he makes it. That's going to end the top half of the 6th as the Kettleers add 2. But the Harbor Hawks lead 13-5 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Kyle Ball set to start us off here. Bottom half of the 6th as the Harbor Hawks lead 13-5 against the Cotuit Kettleers. And once again, meeting up here with me in the broadcast booth in place of my partner, Austin DeCouta. He's taking a little hiatus for tonight's game. So in the booth with me now is Adrian Saravo and Marc Adamiak. You guys, y'all have been up here for half an inning so far. How does it feel being on the other side of the netting for once?
It feels cool. I just loved watching baseball, and just playing it in general is a lot more fun. But just watching it and seeing how people, the talent is just really cool to watch and stuff like that, because these are the best kids in the country, so to say. So it's just really cool to watch and just be around baseball. Great atmosphere.
Yeah, you get a much different perspective being up and out, away from the field, and it lets you kind of look at everything a little differently than you would on the field.
Yeah, at some point I want to get a little wireless mic hooked on and just go down either the bullpen or the dugout and just chill out there for an inning and just be like, see what the atmosphere is like down there as opposed to up here.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot different.
Yes.
Kyle Ball starting us off here in the bottom half of the 6th. He'll be followed by Mitch Hardigan and Caleb Pendleton, the 5, 6, and 7 hole hitters. His Ball faces an 0-2 count. He's reached base twice with 2 singles. Lines that one down the third baseline foul. A new pitcher for the Kettleers up on the mound. That's Ryan Dio from Southern New Hampshire University, or SNU, as Adrian calls it. I've never heard it called SNU before, and I didn't know that Southern New Hampshire was an actual in-person college. I've seen like commercials for it, as that one's lofted into foul territory. Brought on by Gold for out number 1, and Ball goes down with that F3. But yeah, for Southern New Hampshire, I knew it was an I didn't know it was an in-person. I've seen ads on it for the online college, but I didn't know that they had an actual campus.
Yeah, it's an online college, and I've actually been to the basketball court there. It's really cool. It's a great little college. It's in Manchester, New Hampshire. It's really cool. But yeah, so the acronym is SNU, so I just call it SNU.
Interesting. So now Mitch Hardigan at the plate, who's really had a great night at the plate. He's 2 for 3, a single and a bomb in that 4th inning of play, a home run. That's lofted out towards the left center gap. That's hitting back near the warning track, and that's going to get past the glove of Grady. Hardigan's going to round second. He's going to go for third, going for the triple. The throw coming in is not going to be in time. A sliding triple for Mitch Hardigan. He's a double shy of the cycle, as he's 3 for 4 on his line. And Hardigan just coming alive in the past few games. He's been fantastic in the past few games for the team.
Yeah.
Now, as y'all know, I don't know if y'all know for sure, but over the past couple of games, of course, we've had a couple of extremely long games. I think I saw a stat today that over the past 2 games, we've played 8 hours of baseball. Of course, that game against the Mariners, 4.5 hours. The game against the Firebirds last night at 3.5 hours. 2 extremely high-scoring games.
Yep.
Now we're actually just about to 2 hours, so moving much quicker tonight, knock on wood. But
I said that last night.
Yeah.
Didn't turn out.
Well, hey, I mean, the good thing about that long game last night was we came out on the good end of that one. We almost came back during that Harwich game. We were down 12 runs at one point, but y'all fought back 10 runs in 2 innings. Just phenomenal hits late on in that game. And really, if y'all remember at Cotuit, whenever we played there a couple of days ago, we only got through 6 innings there, not even through 6. And what I've been saying is that if we could have had a full 9 at Cotuit, we probably would have come back, because the Harbor Hawks for the whole season really have been a late inning team on offense. We've gotten a lot of rallies in those last couple of innings.
Yeah,
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, me too.
But going back to the 8 hours that we've played over the past couple of games, just y'all haven't. Oh, that one's ripped down the third base line. That's going to go through for a base hit. Hardigan's going to score easily from third, and the Harbor Hawks extend their lead now to 14-5 here in the 6th on that single from Pendleton. So what is y'all been in the dugout, the bullpen for most of those games. What was the mood like during those extremely long games? They've been the longest games of the season, probably in the Cape League, and some of the longest in history, the longest 9-inning games. Just what has it been like?
Yeah, it was definitely for that Harwich game. It was a struggle to stay focused during the entire game, but luckily everyone stayed focused. We started coming back at the end, and it's some of those situations that
you can hear the field mic.
Yeah, you can.
It's some of those situations that you get in that really test how you are as a player and who you are and how much you love the game. So I think we showed out pretty well and made it through that first game at Harwich, and then especially yesterday at Orleans.
Mm-hmm. Now, I said that y'all were in the bullpen and dugout for most of those games. Adrian, you actually started last night's game against the Firebirds, and
I did.
Really, what was your mindset on the mound yesterday during that Orleans game?
Well, first off, it was just a loud atmosphere. You have a guy screaming in the background. But besides that, he was funny.
Oh, speaking on that,
yeah,
real
he
quick,
picked up the goose.
Side note: what did y'all think of that? The goose delay that we had last night.
I thought it was terrific. I've never seen anything like it.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was.
I did hear though that the goose did die.
It did. Yeah, it ended up passing away. Probably shock from
the dude.
Whenever it saw that the Birdman wasn't a bird, it probably got a little rough awakening there.
Yeah. So that's sad to see, but it was pretty funny before we knew the outcome.
It was a good experience.
But sorry, go back to what you were saying. Sorry about that. Talking about your mindset in last night's game.
Yes. So in last night's game, my mindset every game is just to go out and attack hitters. And last night, my mindset, I feel like, just wasn't quite all there when it came to attacking. That's why I felt I got in a couple 3-ball counts and stuff like that. I fell behind batters a little bit. But with my mindset, I came out, I went 5, and I should have gone 3, but I went 5. So I was able to push for 2 more and keep us in it with a tied ball game at 5. I think it was 5-5 at the time when I came out. So, as a pitcher's duel, I stayed longer than the starting pitcher, so that's always successful. But less hits and errors will help.
2-2 lined, and that's going to drop for a base hit into the right center gap. That's going to reach the fence as Pendleton's going to round third. He's going to head for home.
Another triple.
And Trent Taylor going to slide into third. The play at third base is in time, says the home plate umpire. And Taylor.
Oh, wow. Yep. Mickey should have made the call.
Very close play, and yes, the third base umpire probably should have made that call, but lead umpire making the call for him. But that's going to end the 6th inning, evidently, as the Harbor Hawks add on a run, 15-5. Now the score, heading to the 7th inning of play on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. And we are back now for the top half of the 7th inning. The Harbor Hawks lead 15-5 against the Cotuit Kettleers. Quite an offensive night for the Harbor Hawks as they've scored in the past 4 innings of play. Lincoln Revill and I've had a big number of guests with me tonight, and that number continues to grow as now for the 7th inning of play, I'll have our lead producer, Matthew Noah, on the air with me. Matt, how are you doing?
Yeah, it's good to be here. Really a specialty broadcast for everyone tuning in tonight. I have to follow up 5 Harbor Hawks players and a coach who are all pretty good at talking baseball, so I'll do my best.
Yeah, to start the game off this evening, in the first inning, we had Taylor Farmer, our sideline reporter, coming in, followed by one of our game day interns turned broadcast team member, really. He's really stepped into a big role tonight. Natan coming in clutch, really, the past few weeks. Hunter Furtado coming into the 3rd inning, and Cooper McCain actually joining him for the 3rd and 4th inning as Caleb Pendleton actually a little bit of an injury on the field right now. So we're going to take a little bit of a break. We're going to go to a quick break here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. And we're back. Top half of the 7th, continuing here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Lincoln Revill alongside producer Matthew Lawrence Noah, stepping in for color for the 7th inning of play. And Matt, interesting little getup you have on is you have the headset with your bucket hat on top of that one.
I got to keep it classy, but
here, I'll match you here. Hang on. I got my hat there on top of the headsets as the count becomes 2-1. 3-1, that is, to Carter Trice.
Yep, Caleb Pendleton was removed from the game after taking a ball hard on a foul pitch. But like Hunter said earlier, when Caleb is behind the plate, he feels a lot more comfortable and gets in the zone easy because Pendleton's somebody who will dive after any ball and do anything to make sure the pitch is caught.
On a rope down the shortstop, that's going to be picked up by Ball. Strong throw to first is in time for out number 1. Trice goes down. He's now 1 for 3 on his line with a single. He walked and 2 groundouts, both to shortstop. So Kyle Ball has been very active in tonight's game. And like you said, Caleb Pendleton got taken out just a couple moments ago after getting hit by a pitch and was visibly uncomfortable there. And now into catch in place of him is going to be Joey Raffelli. As we found out, it is not Raphael, as we've called him the past couple of nights. It is Raffelli. So I'm terribly sorry for that mistake that we've had the past couple of nights, but the count now at 1-0 to now Raul Ortega.
Raffaelli is a Florida Southern product and new addition to the team, but we're excited that he's getting some action here in the top of the 7th.
Raffaelli came in as our newest addition along with our UCF players, Nick Romano and Trent Taylor.
And we did see Adam Hackenberg, who's our starting catcher to begin the season, get drafted, so congrats to him as he's going to be on with the Phillies, I believe.
Yeah, we've had...
sorry, White Sox, I stand corrected. He had a workout with the Phillies before the draft, which is why I got mixed up there.
Well, we had so many players get drafted, it's easy to mix up players.
Awesome to see.
We had 7 current players get drafted and a couple more sign as free agents, including past players as well, or plus past players, I should say.
That's right.
Yeah, Hackenberg, and I think, Caleb Pendleton is actually the last catcher of the original 3 to start the season.
That's right. We lost Dylan Post. We got Ryan Proto, who's been a great addition to the team, a local guy from Centerville.
2-2 is a drop third strike. The throw down to first is in time from Raffaelli, as that is now 2 away on the drop third strike to Raul Ortega, who's 0 for 1 now.
Yeah, he pinch hit for Luke Gold in I believe the 4th inning. And the last at-bat Gold had in the game was a 3-run home run, so I think we're a little happy we don't have to see him at-bat again.
Yeah, Luke Gold, as I was saying just before the home run, really, just how much of a heavy bat he's had. He leads the Kettleers in home runs and RBI, and he just added on to that with a 3-run jack in that 3rd inning of play. 3 of the 5 runs for the Kettleers. Now at the plate is Eric Brown. Brown has been the topic of conversation a couple of times tonight with that very interesting batting stance that he has.
Yeah, full arm extension here. He brings it back down as the pitch comes in, and he looks to be a contact hitter as he makes contact right there.
Down to third off the glove of Greer. He throws it over, and that is in time. He makes it all in one move. A great play to end at the top of the 7th as the Kettleers go down 1-2-3. We head to the bottom of the 7th. 7th inning stretch coming up, featuring our sideline reporter Taylor Farmer. Have a listen.
We have some special singers here tonight. Dueling singers. Cotuit interns. Jenna from San Diego State. And Lauren from Clemson. And our own Taylor Farmer from Clemson. They're going to join along with Fenway Park organist Josh Cantor as he performs Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
And a fantastic rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game as we are going to take a break here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Clark Elliott set to start us off here for the bottom half of the 7th inning after a beautiful rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game along with the chicken dance. And we're going to have a quick read from our other sponsor, Milton Cat. Matthew, if you will be
Well, the first pitch was outside there to Clark Elliott, the leadoff hitter, and at the top of the lineup where the Hawks are to start the inning. And for our sponsor, Milton Cat, for sales and rentals of Caterpillar machinery, generators, and marine engines, visit miltoncat.com, your area cat dealer. And there's a long drive out to right center, and at the warning track, it's caught. I almost thought I got a home run call there, but what a hit there by Clark Elliott.
That would have been too good to be true if you would have had a home run call
I
there.
almost thought I did. To finish off my read, obviously, we got to keep it going. Milton Cat, Milton Cat. The Cape and Islands Caterpillar dealer is proud to be a sponsor of today's game.
Yeah, Matt is going to take over play-by-play duties for the rest of the inning.
That's right. And now up to bat is Dom Johnson. He is 0 for 4 on the night, but he did have that sac fly to help the Harbor Hawks break out into this 15-5 lead.
Yeah, Elliott has been, or Johnson, really, as Elliott just went down. Johnson has been another staple, really, in the Harbor Hawks offense and defense. He's had quite a consistent bat and a bat you can trust.
And a 1-0 count here, Ryan Dio. The pitch is low and inside for ball 2. Dom Johnson shakes it off. And I think now he's got a good hitter's count here to try to get something going into this inning.
Ryan Dio at the plate, or on the mound, that is, sporting that, I must say, a magnificent head of hair.
Oh, he's got the letty going, but he also has that submarine delivery, so he's really unique in the way he plays. And look at that, it hits Dom Johnson, runs a little bit inside, and he will get to first base on that.
Now Dio making his very first appearance in the Cape Cod League from the mound, that is he's been a bullpen catcher for the Kettleers, but he's getting his debut on the mound.
That's right. I heard when the Cotuit Kettleers found out they have a guy who could pitch submarine for them, they really thought that'd be a cool opportunity to have a different look of a pitcher coming into the game.
It's definitely something that you don't see every day. Lots of coaches, especially at an early age, try to steer their kids away from that submarine.
And the first pitch from Dio is popped up. It looks like it might stay in the park. It is. The third baseman makes the play. Made it a little harder than it needed to be, but he came up with the ball, and that's out number 2. Luke Mann pops out to third base.
Yeah, good job there from Carter Trice over at third. He was almost lost that one, as that was a sky-high foul ball from Luke Mann, but he was able to dive at the last second and make that grab for out number 2.
And that will bring up Zane Harris. He had a single earlier in the game. And he's a guy that doesn't like to swing at the first pitch.
And he watches that first one go, strike 1.
He likes to take the deep into the count and really work the pitcher until he gets a pitch that he likes, and then he'll drive it. And he's a good contact and power hitter.
Yeah, and Harris, as I've said before, one of the batters in the lineup that, like you said, he battles at the plate, and he really works the count that he has. We've seen him be down 0-2 as he is right now, and he's been able to fight back to full counts and draw walks from even being down in the deepest count.
Johnson takes his lead from first. Here's the pitch, a little inside, and it'll be 1-2. And with his delivery, the ball kind of moves across the plate, no matter whether he throws a fastball or a curveball. That pitch was 65 miles an hour, so I'd have to say that might have been his curveball, but I've seen some fastballs from him range in that 70 to 80 range too. And the 1-2 from the stretch. He delivers. Foul ball. The count remains at 1-2.
Now Harris, we said that he's been very aggressive at the plate. He's been able to battle all season long. At Wright State, he was also able to battle pretty well, as ended with a .347 average in the 2021 season in 42 games, had 5 homers, 55 RBIs, and only struck out 23 times.
And the 1-2 pitch is driven. It's into left field, and the throw into shortstop cuts it off, and now we have runners on first and second. And that will bring up Kyle Ball.
Yeah, good job from Figueroa out on the left. That one almost bounced over his glove, as we just saw how elusive the ball can be when it touches the outfield. That grass out there, some of the players have mentioned to me that it's almost like a turf field.
The ball doesn't slow down. There's been a couple instances where the ball's come on a hop and the player has to jump up to catch it because they think it would slow down, but it just bounces even higher than you might expect. And now the first pitch of the at-bat is fouled off into out of play. And Kyle Ball has 2 singles on the night, a ground out and a fly out, which is very encouraging to say that he's made contact in all 4 of his at-bats and reached twice.
Yeah, Ball, one of those players that he finds contact quite a bit.
And the pitch outside, count evens at 1-1. And now if you're just joining us, we're here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Harbor Hawks lead the Cotuit Kettleers 15-5. And the Harbor Hawks' bats have really gotten going this last week.
They really have, and we've mentioned a couple of times that, you know, the past couple of nights we've had some high-scoring games. An 18-16 loss at Harwich just a couple of nights ago, a 12-7 win against Orleans last night, and now a 15-5 game tonight.
They're really putting runs on the board, and that's very impressive for compared to the start of the season, how far they've come.
That 18-16 loss at Harwich was combined the biggest score, like the highest scoring game since the existence of Point Streak, the official stat app of the Cape Cod League. And
to come back to that in just a second, the count's 2-2, and another inside pitch. So we went from 1-2 to 3-2 here. The count goes full. Looks like the runners will be in motion here with 2 outs. And now the joke that was made was that the Harbor Hawks were a field goal away from winning that game against the Mariners. And the full count pitch is fouled off, so we will run it back and do it again.
Yeah, that score a couple of nights ago, very similar to a football score. Is this one, I guess, almost similar? If safety was more of a common thing.
You don't often see 5s in football, 15-5. It's still a lot of runs for a baseball game, but 18-16 is something you might actually see in a Sunday night football game. And another foul ball in the 3-2 count, and this has been a great at-bat from Kyle Ball. I believe this is now the 8th pitch upcoming in this at-bat. And these Harbor Hawk hitters have really improved their plate discipline over the season, choking up on the bat and just making contact, staying alive, and giving these pitchers a little more work to do.
Yeah, the Harbor Hawks proving to be resilient throughout the season.
And the full count pitch, the payoff, is inside. He draws the walk, and this will bring up Mitch Hardigan, who is a double away from the cycle. He has had his best game of the season. He's got a single, the home run, and the triple. So the hardest parts are out of the way. And Dio is gathering his composure, coming back to the mound. He's 1 out away from getting out of this inning, but he's also in trouble with all the ducks on the pond.
Matt, I have to say, if Hardigan gets a double here, I'm going to be mad that you took play-by-play for this half inning.
Well, maybe I'll let you get that call from me, Lincoln. The first pitch comes in, and it's a strike. 0-1 on Hardigan.
Have you ever seen a cycle happen in person before?
Never in person. I always hear about it, and they're fun to watch the highlights. You know, sometimes I've seen players pull up at first because they needed a single and they could have got a double pretty easily, but it's easier to say you got a cycle than you went 4 for 4 with 2 doubles and a triple and home run. And now the count goes to 0-2. Dio comes set, and here's the pitch. He swings and he misses. That's strike 3. The Harbor Hawks almost strike, and the Kettleers get out of trouble. We head to the top of the 8th. The score still 15-5 for the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Now, Matt, that'll end the 7th inning, so we want to say a big thanks for stepping on out to the other side of the mic for tonight. That 7th inning of play.
Always a pleasure to test my vocal skills, see if I still got it.
Yeah, it's been fun. We'll be right back for the 8th inning. Suggs is going to start us off here for the top of the 8th as the Harborhawks lead 15-5 against the Cotuit Kettleers. Lincoln Revill alongside, once again, a new guest as George Hood steps up on the broadcast. Well, George, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. I understand this is your broadcast debut as well.
It is. It is. I'm excited.
So, yeah, you're going to do a great job. So George is actually going to take over play-by-play for the 8th inning. So, George, the mic is yours.
Awesome. Thank you. So Matthew Suggs down to 0-2 early on in the count.
Now, George, you've been mentioned a couple of times on our broadcast in past weeks as you're the scoreboard operator for most of our games.
I am. I was told the night before, as Matthew Suggs goes down with the swinging strikeout, I was told the night before our first game to come down to the field and try to figure out the scoreboard if I know how to do it, and I was able to do it, and it's been history ever since.
Now, it doesn't look too terrible, the little scoreboard operating, I don't know what you'd call it, the little keypad thing.
The little scoreboard.
The little scoreboard that maneuvers the big scoreboard. But how, on a level of 1 to 10, how difficult is it to run that board?
It's not very hard at all.
Really?
No. The hardest part is just remembering to not forget hits.
Ah, yeah.
So sometimes a hit will happen, and walks and hits can go either way. So you'll forget a hit every once in a while. But I've had one perfect game. Since being on the Cape, and we have a new thing here at Hyannis where we're signing the table underneath where the scoreboard goes on top of. So maybe a little history can develop, a little tradition. When you get a perfect game on the scoreboard, you sign the table.
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. This is Austin Wallace back on the mound.
1-2 count now to Noah Bridges, who's in right field tonight. Bridges is 1 for 3 tonight. He has scored once. And the swing and the miss, and they'll throw on the first for the drop third strikeout.
A good strikeout there from Wallace. 1-2 innings so far, and he's been effective in his outing so far tonight. He came in relief of Elijah Gill, and he's been very good tonight after, quite honestly, a fantastic outing from Gill on the mound.
Yes. In a 15-5 game, you don't think much of the pitcher, but he was really dominant tonight.
Yeah, Gill with 5 2/3 innings on the mound. He gave up 6 hits, 5 runs, 2 of which were earned. He walked 3 and struck out 2 overall as he threw 91 pitches tonight, one of the higher numbers that we've seen this season.
In the Cape League nowadays, with pitch counts being so big, you don't expect that. But it's nice. It's nice that it's still around. As Ritter will single into center field, left center, and he'll be on with a 2-out hit.
And how about the offense that we've seen from both sides tonight? Cotuit, 5 runs on 7 hits and 1 error. And now for the doozy, the Harborhawks, 15 runs on 18 hits.
Incredible.
And 2 errors.
Just a little hard to keep up with.
Yeah, it is. Oh, 18 hits. That might be a season high for us. We might have beaten our season record for hits in a game.
First pitch, we fouled off.
We've already beaten the record for most combined runs in a game. With Harwich, we scored a combined 34, which is the most since in recent recorded history since the existence of point streak in 2012.
Okay.
34 runs. The Harwich Mariners and the Hyannis Harborhawks now own 2 of the top 5 scoring games since 2012.
Crazy.
At number 1 and number 4, and both of those were from this season.
Wow.
Yeah, just fantastic stuff. The big offense that we've seen from the Harborhawks has really come into play this season.
Yeah, I feel like this season with the Harborhawks, it's been a tale of 2 teams. Halfway through the season, I know players are in and out, but we went from, having a tough time at the plate. We'd get rallies going with 2 outs in an inning, maybe get a run by. But now we're 18 hits, 15 runs. Mm-hmm. It's awesome to watch.
Yeah, earlier on in the season, it seemed that we were missing every piece of the puzzle. Is there would be one game where hitting would be on point and pitching would struggle a little bit on the mound. Then the next night, pitching would be lights out and we'd have trouble getting hits, as we've had as much as 19 strikeouts in one game at a time. But now it seems that ever since really since the draft,
Yes.
ever since the draft, we've gotten some new players in, and now things are really starting to click. And this is, like you said, a whole new team that we're seeing.
Exciting to watch.
Oh.
And the 3-2 will walk Matronella.
That was a great pitch there from Wallace, and Martorella just able to watch that one, missing just a little bit too far inside. Harborhawks now, once again, trying to find that third out, runner in scoring position now. We saw back in the 6th that they got 2 outs, and then a little rally ended up being produced from the Kettleers, so we'll see if they can get that third out here.
First pitch to Edward Figueroa. That'll be low and away for ball 1. Yeah, it was the summer closing by, Lincoln. Have you enjoyed your time on the Cape?
I really have. I've never been up to the Northeast before,
Okay.
and I've never been up past Tennessee.
Oh, wow.
Before, yeah. So this was a whole new ballpark for me, and honestly, I've just loved it. And with just over a week left in the regular season, I'm sad that we're on the back stretch.
Yeah, I'm a local Cape Codder, graduate of Sandwich High School.
Such an interesting name to me, the town of Sandwich.
Yeah. I mean, the going joke is our police cars say Sandwich Police on them, so you can find those all over the internet.
Oh, I actually have seen that.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen some memes with Sandwich Police.
Yeah, that's us.
Oh my goodness. So now I have a little tie-in to it. I drove past Sandwich where that meme was made.
Go to Sandwich and go get pulled over, then you'll really complete the meme.
That'd be fantastic. 2-2, 2 away, and George, I haven't brought my hat out all game long. I think it's officially retired. We've been very good at the plate without the hat in the past couple of days.
Yeah, I say keep it as a Texas thing.
The hat is as good as retired. You're one of the people that I remember. You were one of the first people that mentioned I should retire the hat.
I never liked it. I'm a big superstition guy. Wasn't clicking with me.
Well, like I've said, the hat, it's not really as much a superstition, really, as it is just, it's a tradition, Like a lot of schools in Texas, it's not really a superstition to shake it. It's just what you do. 2 balls and 2 strikes, you just go for it. Shake the hat.
Yeah, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Eldridge Figueroa, the 9-hitter for Cotuit tonight. He is 0 for 2, reaching base on an error in the 6th inning. The 2-2 is 2 outs. It's going to be a ground ball up the middle. Shortstop Kyle Ball is going to throw it on to first for the out. And that'll end the top of the 8th. Welcome back to the bottom of the eighth as the Hyannis Harborhawks are up 15-5 against the Cotuit Kettleers as YMCA by the Village People just finished up over the loudspeakers.
An absolute bop, I must say.
All 1,976 fans tonight. That's our official attendance. Getting pretty rowdy to it.
Mm-hmm. A lively crowd, something we haven't seen a whole lot of. Ooh.
Oh.
Remix.
The speakers having a little moment there.
Yikes, somebody's
baseline.
angry down there, my goodness. Good grief. People yelling down there. It's not anything we can control. We can't control what's happening. Everybody's looking up at us. We don't control what's happening up here. It happens from time to time, and every time it's scary. But
that might have been the worst. That called time on the game. That
yeah.
might have been the
worst.
worst.
I don't think it's ever happened during play, you know?
No.
It's happened pre-game between innings, but it's never happened during a play. Joey Raffelli at the plate. He came in for Caleb Pendleton. Pendleton with some discomfort earlier on in the game, and we're hoping he's okay.
Yep. New pitcher on the mound for Cotuit, Hamilton Oliver.
So I have to say, this is the first time I've ever seen someone with the first name Hambleton. It's not a usual name that you hear. It's not like, I don't know. It's not one that you might hear in a baby book, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of a reversal of the names.
Yeah, it is.
Baylor Bear. Oliver is.
Baylor from Waco, Texas. I was talking yesterday. I drive through Waco quite a bit. It's one of my main shopping places.
The 2-2 strikes out Raffelli. And that'll be one down in the bottom of the eighth.
The third base for the Missouri State, Tony Mason Greer.
So now Mason Greer will come up with one out in the eighth. Now, as a Texan, Rusty Greer was here, Mason's father.
I did.
You did get to meet him, correct?
I did. I got to meet him, got his picture.
Oh.
Well, I got a picture with him. I don't just have a picture of Rusty Greer hanging on my wall or anything. I also got a signed baseball from him. So Rusty Greer is a Rangers icon. I grew up a Rangers fan, diehard Rangers fan. We're in a rebuilding decade, but, you know, we'll be back at some point. But, yeah, it was a great opportunity and a great experience meeting Rusty.
Yeah, I got to meet him after the game one day. I didn't know much about him, to be honest. Big baseball fan. You know, I'm only 19. He kind of missed me a little bit.
Makes sense.
The ground ball to first is going to bounce off the first baseman, but it'll still make the play. And there'll be 2 outs in the bottom of the eighth.
That was a great stop there from Gold over at first. Is a high ground ball. It hit off just in front of the plate and then bounced a great ways up in the air, and he ended up getting on his knees and leaning in a little bit as that ball bounced underneath him and then came up and hit him in the chest. A good knockdown there and a good second out.
It was. You never know these bounces at McKeon Park, so that was good to keep it in front of him.
Yeah, the grass out there, a lot of clumps of grass out there that's very similar to a turf field, and it really is unpredictable at times.
Now Trent Taylor coming up with 2 outs in the eighth. I'm down to my last out quickly, Lincoln.
You are. It's been we've seen a lot of very fast innings recently.
I was thinking when I first got told that I could potentially come in the booth, I've been playing MLB The Show, the video game, for about 7 years now. And when you're alone by yourself, you start talking to yourself, and you'll tend to commentate. So this is my chance to show off as Trent Taylor strikes out looking to end the bottom of the eighth.
Well, George, this is the end of the eighth, and I have to say it's been a pleasure having you on the broadcast. What did you think of your debut?
I was a little nervous, I could tell.
Yeah.
It was a fun experience.
Well, hey,
maybe I'll get another shot.
If it makes you feel better, the first time I ever did broadcasting, I didn't talk for an entire inning. So you got me beat.
Okay, there we go.
We'll be right back on the Harborhawks Baseball Network.
Welcome back on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. We have the top of the 9th inning coming up with the Harbor Hawks leading 15-5 against the Cotuit Kettleers. We have a new pitcher in for the Harbor Hawks, Angus McCloskey out of Pace University, trying to close it out for the Hawks.
Wow, Jack. That was fantastic, I might say. That was just a very good broadcast voice. Lincoln Revill here alongside our scout liaison, Jack, and he's going to be here. It's a shorter inning for you. You only get so right now, unless the Kettleers can come up with a 10-run inning, you only get half an inning.
Exactly. McCloskey with the strike to start off the batter. Jason McGrady out of Dallas Baptist University. McCloskey with the old 0-1, dribbled up the left side.
Now, Dallas Baptist, actually my sister's alma mater. I have spent many a time at Dallas Baptist, a beautiful campus. Have you seen their baseball field at Dallas Baptist? It's fantastic. A fantastic field for, quite honestly, a very respectable baseball team.
The 0-2 pitch is a little high, 77-mile-an-hour curveball from McCloskey. And the count goes to 1-2.
Now, Jack, you and I, now that we're on the broadcast, the only two Texans on the intern squad here in Hyannis.
I think it's just fitting that our first batter is a DBU guy coming up, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, lots of Texans.
We have a fly ball to center field going back, Clark Elliott, and he settles under it for out number 1 for the Harbor Hawks.
Good fly ball there from Elliott. He had to backtrack a little bit, but still a good play nonetheless.
Next up to bat for the Kettleers is Carter Trice. He's 1 for 3 on the day, scored a run, and walked 1 time.
Now, Jack, you being from Texas and all, you know, one of our great things to brag about is Whataburger. Have you missed it as much as I have while we've been here?
I feel like everyone tries to argue In-N-Out or Whataburger, and if you're from Texas, you know there's no argument to that question.
No argument at all. Whataburger takes the cake every day of the week.
McCloskey gets ahead of Trice, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch is lined down the right field line, but it'll tail foul.
Yeah, I do have to say that for the past couple of weeks, I've had it set on my mind. The very first Whataburger that I see, I am stopping. No matter where it is, I'm stopping.
Yeah, Whataburger is based out of Corpus Christi, Texas, for those wondering back home. We actually have the Corpus Christi Hooks, the minor league affiliate of the Houston Astros, have their ballpark named Whataburger Field.
And
pretty fitting, right?
Yeah, it is. And the Hooks also have some Whataburger-based. I'll continue after this.
The 0-2 foul ball. Dom Johnson. And he slides it. He makes the catch.
Well,
Dom
all right.
Johnson, the outfielder from Kansas State, with the slide in foul territory to get the second out of the 9th inning.
Well, Austin, if you're listening to this at home, we have someone coming for your job right now. Holy cow. Fantastic call, Jack. Wow. But yeah, the Hooks, as I was saying before that fantastic play and a great call. One of their jerseys that they just came out with this season was the Corpus Christi Honey Butter Chicken Biscuits.
That's perfect.
It is. The Honey Butter Chicken Biscuit, of course, the crown jewel of the breakfast menu at Whataburger. And quite honestly, at 8 a.m., 1:30 or 8 a.m., 1:30 a.m., however late or early you go to Whataburger, it always hits the spot.
McCloskey gets ahead 0-2 on Ortega, the first baseman for the Kettleers. It's 8:50 here on the East Coast. I think we're making our viewers a little hungry, ready to get done with this game and get some food. The 0-2 pitch from McCloskey as he comes set at the belt. And the payoff pitch fouled away. 94-mile-an-hour fastball on the gun from McCloskey. We'll do it again, 0-2 for McCloskey. And strike 3, Harbor Hawks win. the Harbor Hawks pick up the 7th win of the year against the Cotuit Kettleers 15-5. And can you look at that scoreboard up there? 15 runs for the Harbor Hawks, 18 hits, 2 errors. 5 runs for the Kettleers, 7 hits, and 1 error.
And you know, Jack, it's almost fitting. As soon as the strike 3 came along, one of the Osprey coming out of their nest on the light pole here and flying across the field, almost like a little flyover coming in, like a ceremony, and just celebrating that win. A fantastic win overall where everything really clicked at the plate, on the mound, in the field. Everything was solid for the Harbor Hawks tonight.
What a way to wrap up the game for the Harbor Hawks. Started by the 7-run third inning, and the scoring continued after that, Lincoln, didn't it?
Yeah, scoring in the next 4 innings, the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. 7 in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th, and 2 in both the 5th and the 6th innings. And it was just unstoppable. I can't believe that we've gotten into double digits as high as we have in the past 3 games, and the hits and runs have just kept on coming. And they've come in more than we can ask for, I think.
18 hits, 15 runs, but on the other side of the ball, pitchers did pretty well today too, didn't they?
They did. Elijah Gill starting us off, throwing 5 2/3 innings of perfect ball play. 6 hits, only 5 runs allowed. All 5 runs came off of Gill. Austin Wallace coming in relief of him and throwing a perfect 2 1/3 inning. And then Angus McCloskey finishing out the game with almost a perfect 9th inning of play there. As he didn't allow a hit, 1 strikeout, and just a fantastic outing overall for the team and especially for the pitchers.
Absolutely. Well, we will see you here tomorrow night. Actually, we are at Gov Fuller Field in Falmouth, Massachusetts to face the Commodores. That game will be at 6 o'clock first pitch. Hopefully the Harbor Hawks can keep this hot stretch of baseball going and continue the good play.
We can. We've defeated the Commodores twice already at Gov Fuller Field. We're 0-2 against them on their turf. And it'll be an interesting time. We're looking for our 8th win, so we'll see if we can get that tomorrow night.
Well, thank you, Lincoln. This was a lot of fun from McKeon Park in Hyannis, Massachusetts. From Lincoln Revill, I'm Jack Hero. Thank you for watching Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.